Welcome to Tangible Takeaways, episode 100. We're here live in the studio, and man, it's going to be such a fun time. We've got a whole bunch of guests coming through. You're going to see some of your favorite pastors that you know well playing some fun games, and we're live here for 100 minutes. And what we're going to be doing is taking your questions live. So if you've got questions about things in your life, questions you would like to know just about somebody personally, or things that you'd love answers to, be sure to drop those there in the comments. We'll be answering those throughout the entire 100-minute live stream across all of our different guests that are coming on today. Man, if you're here on Instagram too, we want you to know that there's kind of a better viewing experience that's going to be happening over on YouTube and Facebook. So if you'd go check that out, we'd encourage you for that, because we don't want you to miss slides and other fun stuff that will be part of the games that we'll be playing. But man, so glad that you guys are here with us. Be sure to drop some stuff there in the comments. Let us know that you're there. Big shout out to a couple of people hanging out with us. We've already got Kyle Walls in the chat. We've got Barbie Ingram in the chat, and Mark Seller. Man, so glad that you guys are here with us today, and excited to hear more from you throughout the rest of the show. Our first guest that we have on today is Pastor Kurt. And I'll show you some of his stats here. Kurt's been on Tangible Takeaways a good amount of times here. Look at this. You got 11 episodes here. A total time in those 11 episodes of 5 hours and 16 minutes and 26 seconds.
Can't get those back.
So talker, can't get those back. And then that boils down to an average episode length of 28 minutes. Okay, so
which seems very prudent.
Yeah, right around 30 minutes. You know, you're not one of the real long ones. You know, so that's decent. 106 likes. I know you pay attention to that. So
104 of those were mine.
Yeah, 104 of those are yours. And then 1748 views. So
that's
decent.
good.
How do you feel about your stats? You feel good?
I like those. I think those are probably well beyond my expectations.
Yeah. Better than you would have hoped.
Yeah, absolutely.
So we've got a trivia question for you and for those who are tuned in to our chat about Tangible Takeaways, because we're celebrating, all of the things that have happened here in 100 episodes. So first one, we go back to the beginning. Name the first 5 guests on Tangible Takeaways.
First 5 guests.
Give your best guess to the first 5 guests.
Not including you.
No. On
the
other side.
On the other side of this table.
Yes.
I will say, in 100 episodes, how long have we met? When did this start? What year?
Oh, man. 2020, probably?
2020. So I will say Brian Haney's on that list.
Okay.
I will say Mikey Powers is on that list.
Oh.
I will say, oh, boy. Paul Gastanian is on that list. I'll say Jody Livingston is on that list.
Got podcast experience.
And I would say I'm on that list.
You're on that list.
Of the first 5.
All right. Give us your guess there in the comments. Here's our answer. You've got Paul at number 1, points for you. Brian at number 2, points for you. Shane. Bit of a surprise there.
That is a little surprise. I wouldn't have put him on the show.
But he's got the Hollywood experience.
Hollywood.
So
yep.
Had to lean Hollywood.
Got to lean into there.
And then a real surprise, Todd on the list.
Yeah.
Not senior pastor yet, guest speaker.
Right.
Who just so happened to finish in time to film an episode.
That's a
of Tangible Takeaways.
curveball. That seems
Uh-huh.
like a trick question.
Yeah, that one's sneaky. And then Tim Sevilla sneaks onto the list as well.
That is really interesting. That's a good list of people.
It is.
That's why you have such good viewership.
I
That kind of
think so.
list.
We got off to a good start.
Absolutely.
That much we can say. Well, we're playing a game today that you're pretty excited about, by all accounts.
I'm pumped.
Everything has said that you're very excited about this. So here's the game. I've already explained it to Pastor Kurt. I'll give you kind of some explanation here. We're going to spin 3 wheels because it's episode 100. We've got to go big.
Gotta go big.
Spin a lot
I
of
totally
wheels.
get it.
Yeah, you get that.
You got to go big.
If it's episode 100, you got to start spinning wheels, you know? So the first wheel is going to be a book of the Bible. Next wheel is going to be a chapter from that book. And then the third wheel is going to be a context for whatever this message is going to be.
Okay.
Then you're going to have 10 minutes and you're going to have to put together some sort of 3-point outline for what this message would look like. And we're going to be gracious because nobody prepares a message in 10 minutes.
Right.
But it's really...
Well, if you do, you got a problem.
Yeah, you got a whole lot of other problems. The benefit is you don't have to give this message. So that's the...
That is nice.
You know, it's just the... Throw 3 things together, see how it comes together.
Perfect.
So that's the game. It's going to be super fun.
Super excited.
We've got our first wheel here behind you, Kurt. Go ahead. Feel
Okay,
free.
here we
Give it
go.
a spin. We'll find out what book of the Bible we're in. Here's some little, I'll mic it. First Kings.
First King.
Probably not what you wanted out of that whole list, I would guess.
It's not my best thing.
Yep. Now we've got chapter. First Kings chapter 10.
Okay.
How you feeling right now?
Very below average. I was hoping for John.
Yeah. Would have been nice.
First Kings 10. Okay, yeah, you're going to do that bad
And
boy
here's
now.
Here's your third wheel here. This is as he flips to 1 Kings 10, I'll give you some examples of the context that this message could be given in. For a zoo field trip, opener before a concert, a wedding ceremony, political invocation, career day at your kid's school, a birthday party, a TED Talk, Graveside, summer camp cry night, and a pregame locker room speech. Are you hoping for one?
I'm hoping for a new dial.
Yeah. Here you go. Give it a spin.
Oh,
Okay, we've got. It's right down the middle between birthday and TED Talk. He wants another spin. Graveside.
Graveside. Okay, this is great.
Mini wheel comes through again.
Love the Graveside concept.
What are we
Okay,
at, 1 Kings 10?
First Kings 10. Here we go, Jackson, and you're going to help me because we're going to go through this. When I get to this, if I have 10 minutes, I am looking at what the writer's doing and where it's coming from. What's the context? So I know 1 Samuel, it's all about Saul and how the kingship starts. 2 Samuel, it's David's kingdom and how that worked and all the pros and cons that happened in his life. We get to 1 Kings, it's primarily the story and telling of Solomon's kingdom.
Okay.
And then the unraveling of everything else after that.
Yeah.
So we know it's Solomon, and luckily in 10, it is about Solomon. It saves us a lot of grief
Yes.
to figure out why a random story's in this time about Solomon's story. And here it is the Queen of Sheba visiting him.
So a known story,
Kind of.
not where you'd go graveside generally.
This is not typically a graveside story, but as I look at this, we have, she comes and visits Solomon because she's heard about all the amazing accomplishments that he has had, and she comes really and how he answered all these hard questions, his wisdom. So she was from the south. So Sheba, we actually don't know where she's from.
Okay.
So we're trying to understand a little bit of where that's at, but more than likely, it could be in Saudi Arabia. Some people think it's in northern Africa.
Okay.
She's coming up north, wants to find this information.
She brings a bunch of nice stuff with her.
Super much. She's got swag coming out.
Yep.
And just says, hey, we want to bless you with these things. She's got spices and gold.
And she kind of wants to see, like, is this real
Right.
with Solomon? Like, she's heard stuff like this guy's
Right.
crazy wise and stuff like
Right.
that. But it's like, is it real?
Is it real? And so the rest of the story basically is her interaction with him. And by the end of the chapter here, where are we at here?
I've got
She-
a little heading here, Solomon's splendor at the
Yeah.
end of it too.
Right. she basically says, I did not believe these things, verse 7, until I came and saw with my own eyes. Indeed, not even half of what was told me. In wisdom and wealth, you have far exceeded the report I had. So whatever
She's blown away.
She's blown away, and she is super excited about that. And then you get to the back end of Solomon's splendor, and it kind of goes through all the things that he had. He has got riches and wisdom greater than the whole earth. Verse 24, everyone wanted to get with Solomon to hear the wisdom in his heart. And so if I'm looking at a very important graveside message,
Yeah.
I
I'm just
feel
thinking
like
about how lucky you got, because I'm looking at chapter 11 where it says Solomon's.
that would
You
be
could-
easier.
Yeah.
That'd be the death of you if you had that many ladies in your life and you're not being careful with that. I probably, and I'll just say where I'm going to start with. I go to the end
Yep.
because it says Solomon accumulated chariots and horses, and he had 1,400 chariots and 12,000 horses he kept in cities. And he had silver was as common as gold and as common as stones, which Israel has a ton of stones. So I would probably go to the idea that God had warned him not to accumulate
Yeah.
chariots and horses, and that would be the death of him.
Yeah.
So I might start my ceremony or the graveside service, which is nice, by the way, because gravesides are shorter. So this
true.
10 minutes actually
Uh-huh.
would be an appropriate length of time for
Yeah.
a message at a graveside. I would probably talk about maybe, man, all the things that he accomplished. And he had wisdom. That's probably my first point, is
Yep.
that, hey, this person was so wise. And let's tell some of the stories. And if those are at a graveside, it'd probably be more interactive. So tell me a little bit about the stories of the hero wisdom, how you picked this up from Solomon.
Yeah.
And let me tell you all the cool things that he had. And then we've got to apply it to the person who we're talking about today, I'm assuming. So
Probably somebody who was also wise
very
in their
wise
own way.
and statistically maybe older.
Yep.
So they're maybe older and wiser. And so I'd say, let's talk about how their wisdom was seen in your life. And then I would say maybe how, because you go through the rest of this. So the second point, because you said I had to have three, is how he lived up to all of the reputation that he had, that his
Yeah.
reputation was solid. It wasn't just being wise, but he actually had the reputation and he lived it out. So
yeah.
a
Yeah.
lot
You go
of
back to Queen of Sheba's comments there.
yeah.
Yeah.
That,
All of
hey,
her.
it's not even, I can't believe all this is true. How happy your people must be. And so I'd probably talk about, how happy you must have been to have this person in your life. And as you look at all the things, not only they're wise to you and they gave you direction and insight, but you must have been so happy because they lived this out in a reputation to you that you experienced this. Tell us how they made you happy.
Yeah.
So there's another graveside element that I think would be meaningful to a family that's grieving is, yeah, he was or she was wise, or he or she was so living up to that reputation. They're just solid folk.
Yeah.
And then the third thing I would probably say at that point is he was generous. Verse 13, Solomon gave Queen of Sheba all she desired and asked for besides what he had given her out of his royal bounty. Then she left and returned with the retinue of their home country. So he was also generous. So he was wise. He was full of a reputation that he lived out. And now we see here, man, he's generous. He gave back and blessed and said, I want to honor you for being in my life. And again, if at a graveside, just tell us, was he generous to any of you?
Yeah.
Was she generous unto you? And have that conversation and have a little bit of a moment there with the family or the friends that are there.
Yeah.
So that's probably my initial 3 points.
I like that.
But then I'd land
That's
it.
pretty good.
I'd land it,
Yeah,
baby.
yeah, yeah.
I'd land it on this last part. He or she, we believe by faith, are with the Lord right now. But also recognize that sometimes when you have wisdom and you have reputation and you're generous and you have much, sometimes those can be distractions. Don't be distracted in your own life. And
Oh, I can see it now, Kurt. You title it, Can't Take It With You.
you can't take it with you.
Wow.
I like the sound of that,
This is,
Jackson.
yeah.
Yeah, because I think
This
that
is shaping up to be a go-to graveside message for
I
you.
will never use this as a graveside, but yes, it is shaping up to be something. Yeah, and I would just think, the idea that he started so well, and our friend, your friend, started well, and maybe they even ended very well. Be careful that you end as well as they did,
Yeah.
because there's a danger here. And what a great reminder that if Bob or Sally were here today, they would want you to know that you never want the things in life to control your choices, and that you're here to live for God and to use your wisdom and your reputation and your great generosity for the things that God values most in the kingdom. And so that's probably
Yeah.
where I would go. Give me your thoughts.
I'm impressed. I really am. You know, I was anxious to see where we'd end up, but then
two of us.
especially when we got First Kings, I was like, this is a crapshoot already.
is,
Who
yeah.
knows? Who knows what we're gonna get?
Highly risky.
And that's pretty good. I feel like that's one that you could again, you probably would not give this at a graveside, but
not.
it's got enough in there that you could. This is yet another reminder that all scripture is God breathed and useful and all of that. And I think what is interesting when you connect First and Second Kings to anything related to graveside or anything like that, kind of the whole theme of those books is like, it's really not how you start, it's how you finish.
Yeah.
That's
And that's
what
true.
you see over and over and
Yeah.
over
The
again.
back half of Kings is a failure to finish well.
Yeah.
And it's a
And
divided
it's true
kingdom.
of Solomon's story.
It's the kingdom of all his children after him. It's the story of collapse.
Yeah.
And it's interesting, even in the Kings 10 passage here, in verse 9, praise be the Lord. This is Sheba, Queen of Sheba, talking to your God, who has delighted in you and placed you on the throne of Israel. Because of the Lord's eternal love for Israel, he has made you king. And I notice this, to mean justice and righteousness. And I think when you look at the story of Israel and what comes next in the Bible,
Yeah.
it's actually the story
It's
of
anything but.
unrighteousness and injustice.
Yeah.
And so it's a great call and a challenge to kind of check yourself, because I think at this stage of his life, Solomon was the righteousness person.
Yeah.
And he was the justice person.
And the reputation was deserved at this point.
Absolutely. He's the one that had the baby and said, let's whose is it really? And he did that story, let's divide it in half. And he was, in his wisdom, brought justice to a situation.
Yeah.
He was known for that. And yet,
He finishes the temple. Like, I mean,
Yeah.
you've got all of those things. And then there's just this.
yeah. And the rest of the story are all of the brokenness.
And it's really interesting because in many ways, this Queen Sheba visit is kind of the turning point in
It
his
really
story.
is.
Because it's when it's like, man, it's nice to have stuff.
Yep.
And that's when you get into, like, literally the very next chapter is Solomon's wives. And so you get into this now just accumulation of possessions, whether it be people or these chariots or gold or whatever. It's kind of the beginning of the end for him.
Yeah. And even the first part of chapter 11, they're restating what God said of not to intermarry with people and have many wives.
Yeah.
So it's already that. I think it's that issue of when we're in life, we begin to read our own headlines. And when, man, you're just the best.
Yeah.
You're just killing it. I just love how you, and we get the flattery sometimes. And I think the Queen of Sheba was that flattery moment where you
Yeah.
have a significant ruler, a significant leader in
And
another
he's
nation.
kind of measuring himself up to her.
Right. And she brings
Yeah.
all of these things and says, you're amazing.
Yeah.
And he's like, I am amazing.
And here's some of my stuff.
And here's some of my stuff back
Yeah.
at you. And so, yeah, if that is it's a great warning as well. So I do think you could praise, if this was true of the person we're having the eulogy for at
Yeah.
the graveside, their wisdom, their reputation, their generosity. Those things all could still be true in someone's life. But it's a great reminder not to believe it and camp on those things and think somehow you're better than or you're above than.
Yeah. Yeah. Man, that is I'm impressed. This went better than I thought it was going to.
Me too.
Let us know in the comments what you think of Pastor Kurt's graveside message. You've got wisdom, reputation, generosity. You can't take it with you. That's pretty good. It's better than I think what I was expecting us to
I
get.
have no idea if that's how I'd ever use this text, but those things are true.
Yes, they stood out
They're
here.
still here.
Well, thank you for playing our game.
Love
Thank you
it.
for your contributions to Tangible Takeaways, too. I
always
really
fun being here.
appreciate you being on and all of that. We've got a live comment from Michelle. Very good points to pull away from the word in a timed pinch. Way to go.
Nice job. Thanks, Michelle.
Yeah, Michelle gives you a shout out there.
I love that. I need that.
Yeah, but thank you for all your times that you've been on Tangible Takeaways so far. going forward too.
It's always fun. I
Yeah.
love it. I love the interchange.
Yeah.
It's actually kind of, we build a bond in this way. It's
It's
great
true.
to say you get to know Jackson as well. And so as you're watching this, I know you built a bond with this guy. And so it's fun to be a part of it.
Yeah. Well, thanks, Kurt. Appreciate you being on.
Love it.
Yep.
On we go. Who's
On
next?
we go. It's going to be good. Next
love it.
up, we've got Ethan Hendricks.
Oh my goodness.
Yep.
Good luck with that one.
Uh-huh. Pretty good. Pretty
Be
good.
great. Thanks,
Yeah.
Jackson.
Yep.
Thanks,
See ya.
guys.
Ethan's been on for 2 episodes. His average episode length is 1 hour and 2 minutes and 14 seconds. So a little bit longer than Kurt's episode length. But you've only got 2 episodes there. So, you can't hold that against you too much, which gives you an average length of 31 minutes. So, a little bit longer winded. I think Kurt was like 28. You've got 20 likes and 251 views. How do you feel about your stats, Ethan?
I feel good.
Yeah.
2 videos.
2 videos. That's
20 likes.
that's pretty good for
It's
2
10
videos.
likes per video.
Uh-huh.
I like that.
Yeah. You're on a good clip
It's
here.
an average.
Yeah.
Average, yeah.
If it kept going, you'd stack up some pretty good tangible
Right.
takeaway stats here.
Exactly. I like it.
We've got a fun game for you today.
All right.
Ethan's got a 2-parter here on episode 100. So in honor of his 2 episodes, he's going to get to play 2 parts in Tangible Takeaways episode 100.
Perfect.
So for this first one, here's the name of your game. You got to build the Bible story. Okay. This
All
is
right.
this is
Yeah.
how it's going to work. You've got a bunch of Legos over in the other room. So what's going to happen is we're going to spin another wheel here, and as you spin the wheel, you're going to land on a Bible story. And once you land on that Bible story, you're going to have the next like 20-ish minutes to complete a Lego building of that Bible story. Okay? That's the game.
Yeah.
As you look behind you at the wheel, you've got David and Goliath, Moses in the burning bush, parting of the Red Sea, Jonah and the whale, Daniel in the lion's den, Tower of Babel, Last Supper, what's the Nativity, that'd be a good one, Good Samaritan, baptism of Jesus, woman at the well, parable of the Good Shepherd. Now I'm reading upside down. Paul's conversion and Noah's Ark. Which one are you like? Are you hoping for one? Are you hoping to not get one?
Yeah, that's a good list. Noah's Ark is scary.
Yes.
That's a lot.
Too many pieces going on.
Yeah, that's a lot of pieces.
Uh-huh.
Right. Separating the parting of the sea, also scary.
Yes.
That's scary.
Yeah.
Nativity, I think that's where I'm hoping for.
Yeah, your
I'm
fingers
hoping-
crossed for
I'm
Nativity.
hoping for
Yeah.
that. Yeah.
Well, also I should point out that you are a master Lego builder.
I wouldn't say master.
You wouldn't say master?
Wouldn't say master.
I mean, let's give the people though some kind of an idea of your experience dealing
Yeah.
with Legos here.
I mean,
you're not a
I grew
novice.
up loving Legos.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, it's been a while since I've actually free build. I guess.
Uh-huh.
I guess that's what you call it.
This is
right?
a free build.
Yeah,
This
it's a
is-
free build.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
So it's been a long time.
Yeah.
So I'm not sure.
So maybe a little rusty.
I might be a little rusty.
Yeah.
We'll see what happens.
Okay.
So
Well, stand up, spin the wheel,
All right,
and then
let's
we'll
do it.
see how you're feeling afterwards.
do it.
Oh.
Noah's Ark.
Noah's Ark, just what you didn't
Just
want
what
to
I
get.
didn't want. Oh,
The
man.
worst.
It's like
So
it's
what
rigged.
what are you visualizing here now?
I'm thinking I need a lot of brown pieces.
Yeah.
Right. I need a lot of brown pieces.
Fair.
I need animals. I
Yes.
can build animals for
Yeah.
this build. Yeah. That's gonna be challenging.
2 of each kind,
Yeah.
too.
And I need 6 people.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is
No, 8 people. 8 people.
8 people.
I need 8 people. Yeah. So
It's
That's
setting
gonna
in right now.
it's a lot of people,
Yeah.
a lot of animals,
Uh-huh.
and a big boat. So that's gonna be a lot.
This is going to be a challenge.
It's gonna be a challenge. Yeah.
Well, I'll give you a little bit of extra time here because you're going to need it. Noah's Ark, no joke.
We'll see.
We'll see.
what happens.
All right,
It'll be fun.
Ethan's going to be off to build in the other room. We'll hear back from him in just a little bit on how his build goes. Also want to remind you, if you're tuning in here on Instagram, be sure to hop over to YouTube and Facebook for a little bit of a better viewing experience. And don't forget to be giving us some comments here, some questions. We'll answer them live here on the show. And man, we're just so glad that you're here with us. Excited as we continue. Want to welcome you if you're just joining us here to episode 100, where we're going live for 100 minutes. We've got a bunch of guests on. We just had Pastor Kurt make a message in 10 minutes. Ethan's about to go build a Lego creation. And up next, we have Pastor Todd coming on to Tangible Takeaways, episode 100. If we had the clap track, it would be going right now.
Woo!
Yeah, there it is. There it is. The live studio audience is going crazy.
They're amazing.
Yeah, they are. We've got your stats here from Tangible Takeaways.
Oh,
Hands
okay.
down on Tangible Takeaways, more than anybody, 22 episodes.
Wow.
Pretty good for you.
Don't know if that's good or
With a
bad,
total
but that's what it
time
is.
of 11 hours and 25 minutes.
That is a lot.
A lot of that's a lot.
Mhm.
You mix that in with then also the weekend teaching.
Yeah.
The viewers on Tangible Takeaways have gotten a lot of Pastor Todd here over the years. And then you've got an average length of 31 minutes, about the same as Ethan, so not too far off. Kurt was at 28, so
Okay.
he's so
Little
far
more
the shortest.
concise.
And 345 likes and 5,751 views. You feeling good about your stats?
Yeah, I don't even know those last two things. I don't know how to translate those as good or bad. They
Yeah.
are what they are.
They just
So,
they exist. They are there. Well, welcome to episode 100.
Yeah.
I'm glad that you're here.
thank you.
We're celebrating just kind of the time that we've had here on Tangible Takeaways, and looking forward to getting into some of the fun stuff we've got for you today. We've got a couple of fun games, so that'll be fun for us to get into. Our first one is first we've got a Tangible Takeaways trivia question for you. Okay, so the first one was who was on the first 5 episodes of Tangible Takeaways. What was tricky about that one is you snuck into the first 5 episodes of Tangible Takeaways, not on staff here at the moment, but you were guest speaking, and we had you on episode 4. So you were on very early on into
That's
Tangible
wild,
Takeaways,
yeah.
earlier than you would assume or think. So
That's
that's
cool.
a sneaky one.
That is sneaky.
Here's yours. What is the longest episode of Tangible Takeaways?
Oh, I'm pretty sure I'm involved in that.
So
It just
Guilty.
makes me think. Yeah, I was probably in one of those.
who's your guess on the guests?
Who's the
Who would be?
guest?
Yeah.
Man, that's good. I would wonder if it was literally. I would say either me. I might guess Pastor Jack.
Okay.
He's been on a few,
Uh-huh.
and wonder if those were a little more lengthy. Man, I'm trying to think. I think there was a conversation I was in when somebody said that one went really long.
Mm-hmm.
That maybe wasn't me, but I'm not sure.
There were a couple we did in January that had like 4 people in them. And
Oh,
those
yeah.
ones were tricky, right?
Yeah.
To like keep those down because you're trying to let everybody talk,
Yeah.
and that just adds more time to the whole episode. But this one, you're going to be kicking yourself because you're going to feel like you should have known it. It's episode 75. What's Not Your Responsibility? Guests were me, Aaliyah, and Brian Haney.
Ah,
Yeah.
okay,
Uh-huh.
okay.
Yep.
That's good.
There you go. So, Aaliyah feels, I think, embarrassed that she's a part of the longest episode of Tangible Takeaways. She'd like to not take responsibility,
Exactly. She
But,
doesn't want responsibility.
but we have nobody else to thank anymore but her. So it's all on her now. So
That's good. to
yeah.
know. I love that her name is connected to that.
Yes,
so.
yeah, she loves it too, I think. Okay, so our first game that we're playing here is AI versus Pastor.
Okay.
Here's the premise of the game. I found some real church names, and then I had AI generate a list of church names as well.
Okay.
So you are going to get 2 of those names. One of them is real, and one of them is AI
AI
generated.
generated. Okay.
You're going to react to the names, and then you're going to try to do your best to pick which one was the real.
Which is which?
Yeah.
Okay.
Feel good?
I'm good.
Okay.
Yeah, I like it.
All right, here we go. First one, I think. Oh, there you go. You got the Eccentric Church of God. Or Beaver Lick Christian Church.
Okay. Can folks that are watching, are they seeing
They
this?
can see
Okay,
this
good.
as well.
I just want to
Yeah,
make
yeah, yeah.
sure that they're seeing all these as well.
Yeah.
I'm going to say this sounds really weird. They're both eccentric.
Yeah.
I think that Beaver Lick is related to a place.
Uh-huh.
So that's why I think that one's real.
That's where
Like,
you're leaning
Beaver
Beaver Lick.
Lick, Montana, whatever. And this is the Christian church. They really should have thought about that, even if it is their community name. Let's just call it Community Christian Church.
Yes.
But nonetheless, and I'm going to guess that Eccentric Church of God was the AI created.
Okay, let's see. Real one. Beaver Lick Christian Church.
There you go.
Very nice.
It's
Good.
a real place.
It's a real, I'd love to visit.
Yeah,
you know?
I'd just like to know.
If you had to guess where Beaver Lick was, do you have a guess?
I guess Montana, but I don't
Montana.
know.
It feels right.
yeah.
Yeah, it's got to be some kind of like, a little bit more northern, colder area. Yeah, you just
Would
think.
be great though, kind of like Apple Valley, is if there were no beavers there.
Yeah. There's never been a beaver. There's no water even close by. You're just like
Yeah, it's just what
beaver's
we
the
call
school
it.
mascot.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's great. Okay, next one. You've got Flip Flop Faith Community or Flippin' Church of God. A couple of good
great.
ones here.
These are great. Very close.
I know that you would love to attend Flip Flop Faith
Yeah,
Community.
that'd be really fun. I was
You'd fit in well.
on vacation last week, wore my flip flops everywhere I went. Flip Flop Faith Community or Flippin' Church of God.
Now, Flip Flop Faith, that would have some potential negative connotations
Yeah, it really
there too.
could. Almost like, well,
Yeah, who knows?
this week I really do love and trust the Lord, and that week not so much.
Yeah.
So I'm going to say again, I wonder, sadly enough, if Flippin isn't part of like a name again of a community, like Beaver Lick was, which again I would say call yourself
Definitely should.
Community Church of God.
Now,
and
I
not
don't know how
Flippin'.
long flippin's been a thing, a
True.
colloquial phrase. So
Yeah.
maybe it was like a
pre,
but I don't know. I feel like flippin's been around for a while. Long enough to have. I would say, by the way, both Beaver Lick Christian Church and if Flippin' Church of God's a real one, I would wear both of their merch for sure.
It's like I need that hat.
Yeah, if they made a shirt or a hat, I would totally wear it. It'd be awesome.
That'd be perfect. That'd be great.
All right, so you're leaning Flippin'.
Flippin is that's the real church.
Okay,
Yes.
here we go.
There it is.
Real church
Okay.
name. You're 2 for
So
2.
we'll
You've
have
been
to-
around
well,
churches.
I have. We'll have to check that out though and see if there's really places like if it's named after the place.
Yeah,
like
yeah, yeah.
Flippin and Beaver
We
Lake.
did look this one up just to see if there was a place called Flippin'. There is Flippin', Arizona, so
Okay.
where it's probably flippin' hot. Just if I were to guess.
Back to merch, like on the shirt, you could do so much.
So
right?
much.
Beaver Lick, just weird, but
Yeah.
this one, like flipping this, flipping that.
Yeah.
You could really do that.
There's so much there. You could really reach a bunch of non-Christians
You
with it
could,
too,
in
I feel like.
powerful ways.
Yeah. It's got a lot there. All right. Next one here. You've got Halfway Baptist Church
I love it.
or Chuckles of Grace Community.
Chuckles of Grace. Oh my gosh. I'm going to say the other ones, because I knew maybe they were connected to a community, I could sadly understand it. But this one, no matter what you do, this is a sad reality that one of these is what is a true name of a church.
I just got a text from
Halfway-
Pastor Kurt who said he's taking a position at Flippin' Church.
That's
It's fantastic.
awesome. I hope he has a great time, and maybe he'll ask you for some outside consulting for graphic designs, merch stuff that they can
Oh,
do.
and also Jessica Crouch is giving us live updates here that she's from Arkansas, and Beaver Lick totally sounds like a real church. And she said that Flippin' is in Arkansas. So there's a Flippin' Arkansas as
Flippin'
well.
Arkansas.
Yeah.
Okay, I love it. This is good to know. Thank you, Jessica.
Yeah.
So Halfway Baptist Church, this is the sad thing. I feel like that could be a real thing where people are wanting to clarify. We're
We're
kind of
not full Baptist.
because I could see Full Baptist actually being the name of a church. Full Baptist Church,
This would, if true, that would open
Prairieville.
up a whole new category of denominations.
kind of.
Yeah.
And then Chuckles of Grace. Man, I just hope that's not a real name of a church because it's just so weird. Like, I can't even figure out what you would connect that to.
When the grace of the Lord hits, you just chuckle a little bit.
Yeah. So I'm gonna hope, as sad as it sounds, that Halfway Baptist Church is the real one.
That's what you're hoping for.
Yeah.
Here we go. Halfway Baptist Church. You're 3 for 3 here. This is pretty good.
Oh man, that's great.
The competition's been stiff.
I want to know that though. What's that backstory? Are there like a break off from a full Baptist church?
Yeah.
Like that's like the legit. We were a full Baptist church, and man, that was just we're over it. But we think half of what they're about is really great.
That's real good.
We're a halfway Baptist church.
Yeah. I would feel like that could very easily be the origin story. Again, 10 out of 10 would wear their merch.
Yeah.
Talk about a conversation starter, okay?
Exactly, yeah.
That's a great conversation
Where do you go
starter.
to church? I go to halfway. What?
Halfway Baptist. Okay, next one. You got Laughter Lighthouse Ministries and Little Hope Baptist Church.
That's
We're not
awesome.
picking on the Baptist churches. It's just
Well, they make
when it-
themselves, and I grew up in these, so I mean, it's not like I'm being unkind like to other people.
Yeah.
These are my people.
yeah,
in some ways, but they create the opportunity.
Yes.
you know,
it's there.
you wouldn't remember, but we were on vacation that year we were in Kentucky, Tennessee, and
Okay.
I went to Disney World. You were a little guy, but I remember driving and looking at the signs of churches going through, and it was like one, I don't know how they got it on the sign, but it was at least 10 words in the title of the church. Full gospel, King James only, blah, blah, blah. And I was just like, wow.
A blurb more than a name.
Yeah, it was
Yeah.
crazy. But so when I see these, it makes me laugh. I'm gonna guess back to again geography. That Little Hope is actually the name of a place.
Of a place like
Not
Little
that-
Rock or
yeah,
something
not
like
that
that.
we have Little Hope, but we are Little Hope. And Laughter Lighthouse, though, that's pretty great. And I could see that as actually being like a creative name of almost like more of a parachurch. Like, this is what we do. We bring laughter, and we're a lighthouse to our community through laughter.
And it's a bunch of washed up comedians or something.
Yeah, so I could see this actually going either way.
Yeah.
Like either way could be true. I'm going to guess it's Little Hope Baptist is the real one.
Is the real one
It's a Baptist church in Little Hope.
in Little Hope. And you're 3 for 3 here, so this could be, it's on the line. There you go, 4 for 4.
That's great.
Little
but
Hope.
again, merch, right?
Yeah.
It goes so well.
So good.
Join
I
me
think
at Little Hope.
Their
this week.
logo could be this, just like a hand.
That's awesome. That's a squint.
Yeah,
What is that?
just
Little Hope.
Little Hope. A magnifying glass with Little Hope in it. That's perfect. So many things. Okay,
This is
some of
great.
these are just too good. All right, you got Hellhole Swamp Baptist Church, which I just hope is not real.
Yeah, we're hoping that's
And then
AI.
you've got Cosmic Fellowship Chapel.
Oh, these are
Cosmic
great.
Fellowship sounds a little bit like a cult.
It does. And
Hellhole
even,
Swamp Baptist Church sounds like a place you don't want to be.
No, both are true. Both are true statements. I want to say Cosmic Fellowship Chapel makes me think they meet in a bowling alley because I think of cosmic bowling. And so it's like, hey,
It's like black lights are on during the whole service.
and this is what we do. We are cosmic. Hellhole Swamp. Like, again, man, that sounds so much like sadly, a real place. And this is, by the way, this is our Baptist church. But I'm thinking that's a little much. Like,
Feels too far.
yeah, Hellhole Swamp.
Like it's never been cool to call
No.
your church that name, even if it's the name of your
And-
community.
Yeah, and even the name of the community seems like a reach. So I'm going to guess Cosmic Fellowship Chapel is the real one
That's what you're going with.
of those two.
All right,
That's
here we
pure
go.
guess.
Hellhole
it
Swamp is the real one.
I got one wrong.
That is-
Hellhole Swamp Baptist Church. Again, the merch is off the chain.
Yeah.
I also want to just go, I just want to visit.
Yeah.
I want to visit that town
I'd
because
love
I'm
to
thinking
know.
it's a community of some sort.
I looked it up for you just to know. It's from South Carolina.
No wonder.
Yeah.
See, this is where it gets beautiful is we're not making fun of other people. We're making fun of us.
Uh-huh.
Knowing that I was born in Beaufort, South Carolina. So Hellhole Swamp,
Probably just across the
just
swamp.
across the swamp from Beaufort. And they have a Baptist church.
And they have a Baptist church there. It just feels like there should have been something that's like, I don't care what the city's named. We can't
we don't.
we can't do that.
We'll just be Community Baptist Church.
Yeah. Yeah. Like it just feels easy, but no, don't
No.
take the easy route.
We got it. Maybe these are people who have great, what's the word? Honor and revere for their community.
Yes.
I don't care what we're called.
Yeah.
We're going to be
We're a Baptist church
Hellhole
in
Swamp.
Hellhole Swamp. Also, Jerry looked it up for us. Halfway is a place. It's in Oregon. So
Oh, okay.
that's your clue there for Halfway Baptist. All right, moving on. I think this is our last one. You've got Original Church of God, number 2. And then
You
you've
gotta
got
go, wait a
Happy Faith
second.
Assembly.
How do you have Original Church of God number 2? That would seem like you're not the original because you're the second one.
It
And then
just, there's,
Happy Faith
who
Assembly.
would have thought that there's just such riches with church names? There's so many things
They're
to choose
so
from.
great. Yeah, no. There is some great. You've seen like on social media, like church boards and the ways
Uh-huh.
they, but just the church names
Yeah.
will take
It's-
you to
it's
a whole
enough.
new level.
Yeah.
I'm gonna guess. This is the wild thing. I'm gonna guess that's actually the real one, and Happy Faith, I think, is the AI generated because I could see there being this Original Church of God, and it's not so much, it's like, that's our first one. It's our second one, but we're still original.
Or maybe a split out of
Yeah,
Original Church of God?
I think so. I'm going to guess that's the real one, as ludicrous
As
it
it
sounds.
seems.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
All
what
right.
I'm going to guess.
Here we go. Original Church of God number 2. It's a real church.
So I got Hellhole Swamp wrong.
Yeah.
That was my
Yeah,
that was my
you're
miss.
4 for 5 though.
That was
That's
pretty okay.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
Take that.
AI's not getting
Low
past you
beat,
anytime soon. That's for sure.
That's awesome.
Okay.
I love it.
I got one more game for you here. These
Okay.
are titles that almost were. So if you've been on Tangible Takeaways a good amount, you know that generally we take the title out of the first section there where we talk about whatever we're going to talk about on the episode. So you've got, I'll say something, the guest will say something, and then we make a title out of whatever that is.
Sure.
So you're going to get the real title and what somebody said that didn't end up making the title.
Okay.
Right.
So this was the real title of a particular episode and was said in the episode, but didn't
Yeah,
make
was
it
said
to
at
the
that intro
title.
portion of the episode, but we didn't use it as the
Frame
title.
me well. And all I have to do is think over the last 99 episodes.
Yes, that's it. Just a small sample size of 99 episodes.
That's perfect.
Yeah, super simple. This first one, we're going to give it to you. It's from episode 31. Pastor Paul
Okay.
said one of these things. Buy your family's love when you disagree with them, holiday episode. Or does it really matter that your family is unified? Which one do you think made it as the real title?
So let's rewind though, just for making sure everyone at home is understanding this. Both of these things were either said or became the title from
Yes.
what was said.
Uh-huh.
So we're not talking about AI generated.
No,
or
no,
any-
no.
These
This
are
was said.
I'm gonna say the first one was the title and the second one was what was said,
Okay.
but didn't make the title sequence.
Okay, you're thinking first one's the title, second
Yeah.
one's what was said. Second one was the
was,
actual title.
Was the title?
Yes.
That's awesome.
Though Pastor Paul did say in the intro, you can buy your family's love around the holidays. So that was
That's
there.
great. I love it.
All right, next one. This was on episode 51 with Landon.
Okay.
Title was either Seeing God at Work in the Rear View or A Song About King Xerxes would make a good country song.
Oh, I love it. I'm going to say he said a song about King Xerxes would make a good country song, but the title of the episode was Seeing God at Work in the Rear View.
That's what we're going with.
Yeah.
Boom.
Got it?
There you
Okay.
go.
All
Now-
right.
There you go. Now you're
That's good. Now I'm tracking.
You're 1
I'm
for 2
tracking.
here.
Yeah, tracking.
Okay, I think this might be our last one. How you should paint a church nursery or church music and sneakers. Shane was on this episode.
That's awesome. How you should paint a church nursery or church music and sneakers. I'm going to guess the title was Church Music and Sneakers. And one comment that was said was how you should paint a church nursery.
How you should paint the church nursery. Correct again.
All right.
Figured it
2 out of
out
3.
pretty good after
No,
the...
never 100% on anything, but
Uh-huh.
more than not. How
Yeah,
about
yeah,
that?
yeah. Very close.
Put it in that
They're
category.
in the vicinity. We also have from Pam Daggett. She thinks that Ricky Jenkins would have Laughter Lighthouse Ministries. She thinks that he'd be all over that.
That could be. He'd be great for that.
It's probably somewhere on the resume, somewhere on there.
Yeah, he served there in the past.
Yeah, something like that. No, that's great. Well, thank you so much for being on
Yeah.
for Tangible Takeaways episode 100.
Thank you. What a privilege. This is such a fun milestone. So great. And I love the posture that today's having. It's a great time.
Yeah, just hanging out, having fun, and just want to say thank you for all of your contributions to the show over the time. I think it's so fun and I think many people who have watched have enjoyed. When you get that kind of peek behind the scenes, especially on a weekend that you were speaking, there's something really fun about that to get to, hey, what's something almost maybe that you wish that you dove deeper on this weekend? But then even that, man, what are some other things that you found or that you found challenging about this message? Like, I just think that that's been so enjoyable for me to jump into with you, but then also I think for people tuning in. So just appreciate your investment here.
Absolutely. Thanks for having me on.
Yeah, of course.
Have a
You bet.
great rest of the episode.
All right.
I love it.
All right. Well, as you've been in eager anticipation, we're about to have Ethan back on for our Build the Bible story. But want to remind you, if you're sitting there on Instagram, to hop over to YouTube or Facebook so that you can know kind of you can see the slides and get good audio and all of that stuff. We're just here on Instagram to remind you to push you over to YouTube and Facebook. And for those of you just joining us, want to welcome you to episode 100 of Tangible Takeaways, where we're going live for 100 minutes. So we're having a ton of guests on. We're playing a ton of games. It's just going to be a bunch of fun. Be sure to be commenting. I'm getting those live from you. So if you've got questions that you'd like a guest to answer or different things like that, be sure to let us know. And we would love to engage with you over that. And man, we're just so glad that you're here with us and appreciate your investment as a viewer into Tangible Takeaways. We hope that you enjoy today, just kind of celebrating how this show has morphed and shaped over 100 episodes. All right, Ethan's coming back on to bring back his Lego creation. This was like almost 20 minutes to the dot that you had for this.
Yes.
Give us maybe something on the challenge level here.
When I found out that I only had a couple more minutes left, I had to I have to work the story a little bit. We got the ark.
Okay.
They just got back. They
Here,
just
let's point it
the
this
water's
way for
subsiding. The water's
Okay.
subsiding.
So they've
and,
landed
yeah, they've
now.
landed now.
Okay.
Yeah, and you can see there's some damage on the ark.
Oh.
Just took some beatings.
Made it
and so-
realistic.
made it realistic. Yeah.
Okay.
And the goats are coming off.
Yeah, they're
Yeah.
probably
They're
the last
they're
animals.
the last animals.
Yeah.
Um,
I like your.
yeah,
This is
yeah,
creative. You
yeah.
had to do
I was
some
like, they're the
gymnastics
last
here.
animals.
They're leaving.
Noah's up here with his son Japheth, right?
Let me
and
see
it's
this,
his-
Noah.
That's
That's
someone's
amazing.
wife.
Somebody's.
wife.
Everybody
it's one of the
else has
son's wife.
left
Yeah,
already.
Exactly. There's an owl here who's supposed to be a dove. I couldn't
yeah.
find a dove, so I
Yeah.
was like, oh, I'll just put an owl.
Yeah.
Yeah, a bird.
Representative of a dove.
Exactly. Right.
What do you got? You got like what's in here? Like a little stable or
Little
something in there?
stable in there, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, so
This is like a real door here.
That's a door,
Oh,
yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
sorry. That's me.
it kind of.
I'm
It can
out
kind of
here.
close.
I'm out here
We'll-
breaking it on
we'll see,
Tangible
we'll see.
Takeaways. This is
In close.
obnoxious.
There.
Okay, there we go. Oh,
I'm breaking it more.
now it's falling apart completely.
Yep. Let's see if we get. Oh,
Okay,
no,
theoretically, it can
it
close.
can close.
Yeah,
Yes, it can. Again, more damage.
Yes,
some of
more.
the sides.
It's
Yeah,
beat up.
It's just beat up.
It's been on the water forever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it just knocked off the wall.
Also,
So-
wanted to let you know that, somebody was giving you a shout out here, that's saying that you could, that they thought you could do it. I lost their name
I
now,
don't know if I
but
did do it
they
or not.
they were hyping you
Hopefully
up. They
that
were
was
saying,
do-
"Way to go,
Hopefully
Ethan."
that was doing it. So.
They thought, "Oh, it was Susan Baker is saying, awesome
Oh,
job.
nice, Susan. Thank
She's
you.
impressed with your Lego
I
skills."
appreciate it.
Did you find this to be? I mean, you said you were nervous. You're shaking off
Yeah,
the rust
there's
a
a lot
little
of-
bit.
The other thing is that I didn't have a whole lot of brown pieces, so I was like, oh, I have to come up with different types of wood.
Yeah, you got beige. Yeah, this is
I got
definitely.
different types of wood.
I
Yeah.
would say this
Uh-huh.
is not 100% gopher wood here.
Right,
So
exactly.
that's probably an issue to
Yeah,
the
that's exactly.
photorealisticness here.
Right. Mm-hmm.
I don't
There's
know.
there's a couple biblical errors,
Uh-huh.
but
Yeah.
along the way,
Yeah,
sometimes
but
you just have to.
you
do
could
what
teach
you
this
can.
to a kid.
You could.
If you were breaking
Yes.
down the story to a kid, what would you
I would
what would
just
you
say-
run down here?
They've landed
Yes.
on the mountain. The waters are subsiding. They're about to leave the ark. Right. I couldn't build a rainbow, but there should be a rainbow.
Imagine the rainbow.
Imagine the rainbow.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Taste the rainbow. No,
I don't
that's
know
not
about-
biblical.
I don't know about taste the
Sorry.
rainbow.
So rainbow's here. They've
Rainbow's here.
landed.
They've landed, and Noah's about to get off the ark. Right. They're all about. The family's about to leave the ark.
Yeah.
Again, I don't know what happened to the rest of the family.
Yeah.
They're gone.
They're gone
But
already.
we-
They went with the other
they're
animals.
they're
so.
with the other animals. So,
Yeah.
Yeah. So
I'm just impressed that you brought 2 goats.
yeah.
That was
I was.
that was clutch.
Yeah. I found a llama.
Yeah.
And I was like, goats
didn't
or
have
llama?
didn't have 2
Goats.
llamamas.
I couldn't get two llamas exactly. So
Yeah,
like, I gotta go with
This
the
is pretty
goats.
clutch that you had 2 of
So,
the same animal
know, but
because
perfect.
it's almost like you brought it specifically for
Hey,
Noah's
that's
Ark.
Part of that's part of the story.
Now this is making me question though the entire idea of what the ark looked like
Yeah.
because I'm like, did the ark have points to it like
I
a
don't know.
ship like I would think in my head?
Exactly.
I have no idea.
The problem is these points. You just don't have a whole lot of them. So I'm like,
Yeah.
I'm just gonna use what I can.
I
to
see
give
that
some,
you
some
used,
curvature.
you
Right.
used some angular pieces here and
I
I
did.
really appreciate that.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
don't want to create a couple angles.
Also, I really like that there's you might be missing this on camera. There's 2 drop doors.
There is.
That is
Yeah.
I
you can go
bet-
right through.
I bet Noah wishes
And
that
this
he
door
did
is
2
a little-
drop doors.
I think so. And I think this door has a little more is a little more intact.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah,
So,
yeah. After the
it's nice.
journey and the
Mhm.
beating that it's
Yeah,
taken.
this one's a bit beat up.
Yeah. And then
So-
you've got this girl mid walk, just the attention
She's
to
just kind of
detail.
walking.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I appreciate it,
Yeah.
Ethan.
You
We
got it.
didn't, when we started this, we didn't know if you could do it.
I
And
was a little
Here you
afraid.
are. You have blown us all away.
I was a little afraid that if I could do it or not. So,
Uh,
this is what we got.
here, Kyle Wall said much better than he could ever build. So that's a direct shout out from Kyle.
That's a good. Thank you.
I
Thank
don't-
you, Kyle.
I don't know about Kyle's skills when it comes to Legos,
Yeah.
but better than Kyle.
I guess.
And
so.
Alvina is saying that you're bringing it in
I'm
creativity.
bringing it.
So,
Perfect. I
way
love
to
it.
go.
I love it. You know.
Clutch, Ethan.
Yeah. Yeah. I think I could maybe get on Lego Masters now.
Yeah,
Yeah.
this is
This could be
this
it.
is your
This could-
application.
yeah.
What you should do is you should
Mhm.
trim this section of the video down and submit
Just
it to
submit
the
it to Fox. Yeah.
yeah, and say I'm ready. I think I'm ready. You tell me, but this is
Yeah.
20 minutes. Imagine if I had 20 hours. See what happens.
Exactly. 20
Yeah.
minutes. Yeah.
That's pretty good.
See what I can do.
Well,
So,
thank you,
yeah.
Ethan.
for
Appreciate
having
you
me.
and your contributions
Yeah.
across 2 episodes and now a Lego creation as well.
It's a creation.
Yeah,
so
it is.
I'll just leave it at that.
Yeah,
So,
it's beautiful.
Yeah.
I love it. Do you mind if we keep it here
You
in
can keep it.
honor of your
You can do it.
building
Yeah.
skills?
It's yours.
Thank you.
Yeah. You got
Thank
it,
you.
Jackson.
No, I'm going to give you the Lego
Yeah.
pieces back. You're too much of a Lego guy.
Yeah. I don't know. It was interesting.
Yeah.
So it was fun.
Well, thank you for taking the challenge. Appreciate it.
Thanks for
man.
having me.
Yeah,
So,
of course.
I'll see you later.
See ya. Also, I'm seeing here from Melody Grag, first Tangible Takeaways episode. Man, welcome to episode 100. It's not always like this, but you are dropping in on a pretty fun episode to be dropping in on. So we're glad that you're here with us. Somebody said that they didn't know that the goats were the last off the ark, but Ethan was helping us with that little biblical detail. There's probably something there. Okay, so want to remind you, if you're tuning in here on Instagram, don't forget to hop over to YouTube or Facebook for a better viewing experience. You'll get slides and all of that kind of stuff. And then also just want to say welcome if you're just joining us here on the live stream. We're going live for 100 minutes to celebrate episode 100 of Tangible Takeaways. We're taking live questions and comments, so keep those coming there in the chat, and we'll be sure to answer your questions or respond to your comments here throughout the show. So thank you for tuning in. Really excited as we continue on. Our next guest is going to be fun. We've got Shane Jones coming on. Excited to have him join us today. He has been on for 8 episodes total here on Tangible Takeaways for a total runtime of 3 hours, 29 minutes, and 19 seconds, which gives you an average episode length of 26 minutes and 9.875 seconds.
Wow.
That's
Some good stats.
I will say that is the lowest average episode length out of anybody that we've had on so far.
Hey, you
So
know, I don't have that much to say. so-
shout out to you.
yeah,
No,
yeah.
I think that's great. The people love a more concise, tangible
Yeah.
takeaways. The closest we've gotten so far was Pastor Kurt was at 28 minutes. You're coming in a whole 2 minutes short of that.
So I
So
beat Kurt.
yeah, you
That's
beat
all-
him.
yeah,
That's
if I
all
could
that
beat
matters
Pastor
to you.
Kurt, That's good.
And you've got 86 likes and about 1,500 views across those 8
86
episodes.
likes,
So
15 interviews. Cool, man.
shout out to you.
Great.
Do you feel good about your stats?
Yeah, that's great. You know,
Yeah.
I'd love to, continue to build up my ego.
Yeah.
That's wonderful. This is good.
No, knowing you, the stats were not going to matter.
Yeah, cool.
Yeah.
I'm glad to be here, Jackson.
Yeah, happy that you're on, man. Appreciate just the time that you've been on Tangible Takeaways so far. Excited to have you on. We've got some fun games for you to play today.
Games.
Yeah,
Are there
you're gonna love
prizes?
it. Not
Giveaways.
not a ton of giveaways,
No?
not a ton of prizes. More like just good. It's gonna build your esteem. You're gonna be like, man, pat on the back, I got it.
Okay.
Did you see our ones earlier today so far?
I have not.
We had
I
like
apologize.
real church name or AI church name. We
Well,
had
that
some
sounds fun.
fun ones. So first we've got a trivia question for you, okay?
Trivia. Okay.
And the best part about this is a trivia question about you.
Oh.
So we'll see if you know the answer to this trivia
well, how'd
question.
you guys get the answer?
Well, it's a tangible takeaways trivia question.
Oh, okay. Yeah. All right. Sorry.
yeah.
I'm already asking too many questions.
Here it is, and you can comment there in the chat as well to give your best guess. What episode did Shane make his first appearance?
I don't remember that. Like, what was it? Like the series?
The episode of Tangible Takeaways. We're 100 in now.
Okay.
Which episode did you first appear on?
It was during when Pastor Tom was still here.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna get 16.
16. That's your guess.
That's my number. I don't think it was super early, but I don't think it was like. I don't know, 16 or 8.
16
Let's
or
just
8.
split
It's
it,
cutting a
you
little
know,
closer,
let's
going
just-
8.
yeah,
Okay.
I don't know.
Okay.
What do we got? What's the answer?
Episode 3.
What?
You don't give
3?
yourself enough credit.
I
You
was
were
that
early
early?
on tangible takeaways.
Wow.
Yeah.
The emotion ocean?
Yeah.
It's-
I think I said that one.
Probably,
Yeah.
yeah.
But episode 3.
Episode 3.
Yeah,
wow.
so you're like a lifer on tangible takeaways.
Man, I was like one of the early season cast members. And
and we
you
never
brought-
got rid of you.
Yeah, I kind of slowly came back every
Yeah,
now and then.
uh-huh.
And now I'm here. Wow, episode 3.
Kind of like maybe like an uncle on the show that
Yeah.
that pops in every once in a while.
Yeah,
Uncle
yeah.
Shane.
Uncle
That's
Shane.
what we're going to call you now going forward on
let's not,
tangible
let's,
takeaways.
not, let's not call him that.
Okay. First thing that we're going to do is we're going to react to some comments. I just want your reaction. These are some comments from Tangible Takeaways. You can read them out. Tell us what you think about them. These are comments that people have left on our Tangible Takeaways episodes.
Okay. Hopefully it's fun.
Yeah. All right. Here you go. I'll bring it a little closer for you here.
I have my contacts in, but it came. Well, do I read it out loud?
Yeah. Read it out loud.
Thank
Give us
you
your
for
reaction.
reminding me to keep moving forward. I struggle with constantly feeling shameful of my past. I'm going to keep my eyes on the Good Shepherd and not look back. All right. Psalm 23 should do that one. These are their names on there too, so I'm not blurring it.
Yeah.
I don't know Jack very well, but I have a few conversations with him. Okay. His compassion, wisdom, caring, and understanding emit the Christ-like love he conveys. He's generally nice. Thank you, Jack.
Can confirm, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's a nice guy.
Yeah, he's a good guy.
He's a nice guy.
Yeah. We've had more conversations with him, and we
Yeah.
can still confirm.
Yeah. He cancels lunch plans a lot with me. He wants to grab lunch, and I'm like, let's move this day. No, we can't do that. I'm like,
And Jack is coming on later on episode 100, so
yeah.
it's coming
He
up.
wanted, funny. Anyway, bring up the lunch menu. Coupons only.
Coupons
I
only.
love sitting in these conversations. What? No more? What? No more this year? What will I do on my lunch breaks?
I love that.
Yeah.
Little lunch break Tangy takes.
Yeah.
which is hopefully what's happening today.
What time do they start?
Normally they go live at like 6 on a Wednesday, 6
Wait,
a.m.
we're always live? Or you
No.
mean
Like
post?
they get posted at 6
Sorry,
a.m. on
yeah,
a
I know.
Wednesday.
I'm not that savvy. Okay.
So-
So I'm supposed to react to these?
Yeah, just whatever you
These
think.
seem like wonderful comments of like, yeah, keep it going, guys. Like the
Yeah.
lunch break one. Jack definitely seems popular. If you're still struggling, someone who loves Bieber.
Oh,
that's what it
Bieber in
says.
the,
Well,
in
it
the
says
name.
loves Bieber, so
That's perfect.
yeah, our Lord is the Good Shepherd. But yeah, that's great that they can get reminded about that, and these are cool.
I got
probably need
another
it.
set for you.
Another one. Paul and Jackson are incredible Christ followers. I don't
Clutch.
know about anyway, I won't say the names. Keep up the content, Jackson. What you're doing for HCC is phenomenal.
Aw, thanks.
I have never heard of a prayer in this way before. I've been in church for 10 years. Thank you. Whose prayer was that?
I think it was on a recent one. I think Tim and I were talking about prayer, like
Oh,
when the
prayer,
campus
yeah.
pastors did the pray
Yeah,
for one
okay,
another.
yeah. Okay. Sorry, that's the thing too. Oh, that says 2 weeks ago. Duh. I should read. I'm sorry, people. I like to read. Love these conversations. Love this conversation. Thank you both for sharing your perspective from the generational position. Love this idea that you can't have communion with just the wine. Okay. I don't know. Like, I'm just reading comments. Like, that's what I'm doing.
Just,
okay.
whatever you think about them.
These are great.
Yeah.
Jackson, they like you. I don't know. Yeah. So
Thank
yeah.
you, Shane.
They've been here for 10 years and they've never
Also,
heard-
Michelle's giving you a quick shout out here. She said, "Way to score the 3rd episode, Shane."
Oh, cool.
Big for you.
Yeah. Thanks, Michelle.
Yeah. As we can tell, Shane's pumped about it.
I'm super stoked. If you know me, I'm a fun guy.
Yeah.
I like to have fun. I'm a
Okay.
goofy guy.
I got another one for you. This game, you're going to have to match the title of the episode to the guest who was on the episode. So we're going to give you
And mine was Emotion Ocean.
Uh-huh.
It's going to be really hard.
Yeah, we're going to give you well, we picked only ones that whatever they said got picked.
Okay.
So it'll be their words on the title, right?
Okay.
So you'll be able to have that a little bit to go
Okay.
off of.
All right.
Then we're going to give you their thumbnail so you can kind of see a little bit of a silhouette, so that might help you out too. And so you'll look at the title, you'll have to guess who the guest is, then we'll see if you got it right.
Okay.
Does it feel good?
Yeah. Let's
Okay.
do it.
Here we go. Title is What Do Boats and Escalators Have to Do with Adultery? This is an early one.
All right. Boats and escalators. I don't know. Is that? I don't know. I kind of look at the silhouette, but all the silhouettes the same looking.
Nah,
Because that looks like a Jody or Pastor Tom. but I'm gonna say Jody.
You're going with Jody?
Yeah, I'm gonna go Jody. Pastor Jody.
Oh, a sneaky one.
Pastor
Episode right
Todd.
after you, Pastor Todd.
Right after me. Boats.
Boats and escalators.
Okay.
Who would have thought? That one's a sneaky
I gotta
one.
apologize. I've been on this, but I don't watch it that often. So this is great.
It's okay. This is
Yeah.
just, you're using the titles to see how well you know
Yeah,
these people.
Let the people who hurt you out of prison. I mean, I could see a Jack or Mikey. Pastor Jack or Pastor Mikey on that one.
Those
Those
who
are
you're-
my guess.
Yeah,
I'm just gonna go.
yeah. You got to go with your gut here.
Yeah.
That's what you're feeling.
Kurt. Yeah, this is great. Pastor Kurt. Anyway.
Shane's feeling like he doesn't know anybody anymore.
Well, yeah, like I said, I'm glad you guys watch. All right, don't focus on remembering.
I think
what
this
you
one's
need to
gettable.
forget.
I think it's gettable for you. It's within reach.
Look at the Bible. No. Oh. Don't focus on remembering what you need to forget. I don't know. Episode 28, Tangible Takeaways. Who was on that one?
You're like, oh, episode 28.
Yeah,
That's-
episode
who
3.
was that?
Huh, I think I can get that one. Maybe a Reggie or Carlos?
Reggie or Carlos?
Yeah.
I thought you were going to go off of the title. It's a little bit kind of the way that this guy talks sometimes. Jack.
Yeah, Jack. Okay, there's a Jack.
You see how it was there.
Yeah, it was there.
Yeah.
I'm doing horrible. This is good.
God wants us to live in a crock pot. You're good. This is the bounce back one right here.
The bounce back one? Man, I've said that before, but a lot of people have said that before. You don't want to have a microwave faith.
You want that crock pot faith.
Yeah, and I'm going to go with Pastor Todd.
Pastor Todd?
Yeah, Pastor Todd with crock pot. Yeah,
Close.
Pastor Kurt.
Close.
Man, hope he's not watching.
Yeah.
Anyway.
You've missed him twice now.
Yeah, I've missed everyone, actually. Not just him, but all of them. Take an enjoyable inventory. I think I'll go Pastor Todd.
Pastor Todd.
I mean,
you guess him enough, you're going to get him.
Yes,
There it
exactly,
is.
There
it is. Beautiful,
you aim for
Shane.
something, you finally hit it.
You're back in the game now.
All right, I got 1 point.
Yeah, you got 1
Episode
point.
61.
You're like, that's one of, I don't know how many.
When to step out when God steps in. Let's just try Izzy.
Izzy. It's an interesting guess.
I don't know. That's a Jody
Jody.
one. I don't know.
Jody.
To be honest, I'm kind of looking at the silhouette. I'm like, is that a hat or is that?
I know, we
the guys on staff who wear hats.
we fluffed out the silhouette
I'm
a little
sorry, I'm
bit so that
cheating.
we. Okay, I think you can get this one.
Oh.
This is from when we were doing.
Yeah, we were cooking stuff, but
uh-huh.
wait, what's the ingredient on that one? Is that strawberries?
Mm-hmm.
I feel like the only person that had fruit was Debbie. I'm going to say Debbie.
Debbie. Fruits of the
Hey,
salad.
yeah,
We
she
did
taught-
make
she-
a fruit salad.
She taught us how to hit a watermelon.
Yeah, that's exactly right.
To listen for it,
Uh-huh.
right? Yeah.
The
Thank
right
you.
sound,
Thank you, Debbie.
which was clutch. That was tangible.
Yeah.
It
Yeah.
really was.
Those ones I actually watched because I was like, I'm hungry. I want to see what
Yeah.
I eat. Like on Instagram, I'd see like a little clip.
So
I'm like,
so that's how we get you on. is
Yeah,
when
I'm-
we're,
I'm the
when we're
food
working
guy.
with food,
yeah.
then we're good.
Wait, and I haven't been back since. Except for now. Okay.
Michelle's shouting you out again, Shane. She's saying your heart of humility is shining through in not caring too much about your stats in your episode. So.
Thanks, Michelle. I can care less about any of this. Okay.
All right, here's one.
Blind outfit.
Here's a fun game.
Okay.
I think you're gonna enjoy this one.
Okay.
So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna give you pictures. You're not gonna be able to see them all at the same time. You're gonna see one at a time.
Okay.
And you're gonna have to rank them. We have 8 pictures for you
Okay.
of different guests who have come on their outfits, and you're gonna rank them 1 through 8.
They get the same ranks, or
You rank them wherever you want them, but you
Okay.
can't move them. You can't move one after you've ranked them.
Yeah.
Right. So if you put one at an 8 and then you see one and you're like, oh, that
I've
one's
seen
worse.
this before. They do this for like with, your favorite movies.
Yes.
And you just have to go
and you
down
have
the
to
order.
blind rank them. So
Because the worst could be last, and then you saved 8
Yeah.
for last.
exactly.
Ooh,
You
okay.
tracking? Okay.
Yeah,
Feel
okay.
good.
Are you
I'm
gonna
gonna move
tally
Ethan's,
me?
Yeah. Well, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna move Ethan's creation.
Is
over
this
here.
for me? This pen?
Sure, if you want it.
I'm gonna borrow this pen. We don't steal. We borrow.
So I've got the pictures here. I've
Oh.
got some tape.
Can they see the pictures?
Yeah, they'll be able to
Oh,
see
I
'em.
got a big
And you
ol'
got a big old board.
Board. Okay. This is fun.
Okay, so you can see
Who,
you've
wait,
got.
who are these outfits though? Are these people actually wearing them on staff?
Yeah. These
That'd
are
be funny
your,
if it's just-
your fellow staff members.
Or it's like these are your outfits,
Yeah,
Shane.
literally you've been
You
on
have
8
such a
episodes.
great-
It's every you're ranking your own outfits. I don't know if we even included one, Shane. We might have for you. Okay, here you go.
I
Here's your
probably wore
first
the
one.
same thing at least 3 times.
We'll hold it up for the camera. You've got land in there.
Just the staff special. You know, I'm just gonna go 1 here.
You're gonna go with a
'Cause
1.
That just, I mean, everyone on staff has this sweatshirt.
So you're going 1 is the best?
Oh, that's the best.
Yeah.
Oh no, I was a
You're
8.
you're thinking 8.
Eight's
Okay.
great.
Yeah.
But one's
okay.
the best.
One's the best.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
So take a piece of tape and you put them wherever you want them. Give us your analysis here though. You're saying the
this
staff
one looks-
sweatshirts too.
Well, it's like, hey, I'm cold, but I didn't really think what I'm doing. I have a lot of kids, so I'm just gonna wear this.
You can relate there.
All right, wait. So eight is
8
not
is
great.
Yeah, 8 is not great.
But I love Landon.
yes.
But I'm like, and
it's
also,
not a knock.
but everyone has that.
Yeah.
It's basic.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Everybody's got that sweatshirt.
Yeah.
I get what you're I get your angle here.
Landon's probably watching.
All right,
Or
here's
maybe
your
not.
next one. Hold it up for the camera.
Good old Ethan.
You've got our friend
Our
Ethan.
buddy Ethan.
This is his
These
first
are like
episode
great
he
mug
was on.
shots. These are not head shots. These are all mug
These are
shots. of,
mug
like,
shots. That's true. They don't so far 2 for 2. They don't look super happy.
Person on the left, can you stand right and sing a song? Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, you know, I feel like a couple of guys have this. Either it's from Target or Costco. You know,
That's fair.
I've been in that category too.
Yeah,
So I mean, no shame.
you've worn a Costco item
let's
before.
just go 7.
You're gonna go 7.
You know,
You're
I
keeping it in order here so
I'm
far.
keeping it in order, but it will change up hopefully depending on how you have your order. But you probably don't know. Right?
I'm all scrambled over
Number
here.
7 for me.
Yeah, I got you. All right, Ethan at number 7. If you can't see that, there you go. He really does not look happy to be on
Yeah, he's
his
like
episode.
someone must have like bailed and he got picked.
Yeah, he's last minute. All right, hold this one up. Here's our next one.
Oh, I'm not a big camo
You got
guy.
Pastor Jody
Yeah, Jody in the camo.
rocking the camo.
Yeah, and it's just I don't know, man. I mean, I wish that could have been.
See, this is the blind ranking.
Now
This
we're
is where
blind
this is where it
ranking.
comes for you.
I'm just not a camo guy. Sorry, Jody. So Jody's gonna get 6, but watch, Jody could have been like a 1 compared to the other ones we're gonna get. All right, Jody.
I like Shane's approach
Are the
here. He's
pictures
just
getting
going
bigger?
Yeah, the first one was small.
Yeah, but then this,
The rest of them are about the same size.
right.
Oh no, I lied.
we're
This
just kind of
one's-
we're climbing the ladder.
it's all
here.
over the place. All right, you ready for this one?
It's all over the place, or this?
Here we go. You got Pastor Jack.
Pastor Jack, we're in L.A.
He's color coordinated, which you can appreciate.
Yeah, the glasses are nice. They're clean. They
Pops
don't-
against the pink too.
Yeah. I got popsicle. Anyway,
What tier
let's
are you
just
giving
put him
him
at
here?
4.
You're gonna put him at a 4.
gonna
Okay,
put
so he
Jack at
finally
4.
finally breaks the mold here.
Yeah, I'm gonna break the mold because I don't want to be like, oh wow, one reason to do next. But let's just put 4 because maybe the 5. I don't know because now I'm already like,
Yeah, you got to leave your slots open. You know. You
Okay.
don't know. Okay, you ready for the next
No
one?
one's impressing me.
Nobody, not yet.
No, I'm
Yeah.
like, okay, everyone's wearing pretty much like long sleeve sweatshirts.
It's fair. Apparently, it's a pretty casual environment
Staff
here.
by Costco, Target, probably Target, Costco.
Here you go, Pastor Todd. Next,
Pastor Todd, the
Rank the
skater
outfit.
polo kind of.
you at least have a collared shirt. Oh,
Yeah.
Ethan had a collared shirt as
You can have
well.
a collared shirt. I don't know. I mean, just because he's seen a pastor doesn't mean you get the best. So
So true. You got to be.
Put
You got to
him-
rank it
put him
honestly.
at 5.
You're going 5 here. Just a squeak below Pastor Jack there.
Yeah. Why? Yeah. This is an interesting game that I'm choosing to, out of all the people.
You don't feel confident about your selection so
I mean,
far.
look, I'm just wearing a T-shirt today. I got some Vans on. I'm happy I got
You're
out
like,
of bed today.
how
I'm
am
just
I,
kidding.
how am I qualified?
Yeah.
All right, here you go. This is don't spare my feelings. Put me where I deserve to be, Shane.
Jackson, your style changes every week. I can't keep up with it. I don't know.
That is very true.
Yeah. I mean, this
Also,
is,
I've got a question here.
this is-
Was Shane's shirt the shirt that drove the idea for our new logo?
100%.
Yeah.
Columbia and Patagonia all the way. No,
All
I
the
don't
way.
know.
All the way.
But yeah, you could see I've
I
already
would
been
say
on
we
brand before
definitely-
the brand came.
Yes, you stay on brand.
Yeah. I mean, this has like some 2007 Ryan Sheckler skater vibes. You
Okay.
know? I like skates. Like, you know, it's I'll give you a 3.
You're giving me a 3.
But I don't know. But Jackson, you're pretty hip, so maybe you might. I don't know. But let's.
don't give
I
me
don't-
the
I don't
don't
wanna
give me the
praise
young guy
you.
bias. Yeah,
Yeah.
keep
I
it.
mean,
I don't want any flattery.
Let's just put you
Keep
at
it
the
100.
3.
You have stayed so in order on this game. You've. Is
But
this
this-
your first time ever blind ranking something?
Yeah, this is horrible. Why would you do that to people? Like, that's not a Christian thing to do or pastoral. or
Here's your
anything.
next one.
Pastor
we got Pastor
Paul.
Paul's outfit.
Oh
on
man, he
Tangible
should have been
Takeaways.
last. What is this? Men's retreat hat and summer camp or this and that? I don't know.
All
I
over the
feel like
place. You're gonna give him a really high grade here, so he's gonna love it.
I'm just gonna go 2 with him, but then I don't. He should just I don't know because man, Paul should have been. Paul should have been late. 8, not late, because late. Sorry, I like to mix words up.
yeah.
Landon and 8. Yeah, Landon, you could have been moved around.
Yeah.
But Pastor Paul, I don't know what you're
So
thinking, dude.
Shane is issuing an apology to Landon for
Yeah.
putting him so low.
Yeah, and my thing is like you're on Tangible Takeaways, and that's what you chose to wear.
Now, see, I'm insulted too because I'm coming behind him. So everybody's feelings are hurt here.
I feel bad, but I'm sure you probably have done a wardrobe. I mean, you have wardrobe in the background just in case.
Just in case.
A little green room check.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, give him 2.
All right. You got to
And then
tape
obviously
him up.
number 1 is going to be someone. Yeah.
This went so differently than you would have done it if it wasn't a blind rank, I'm assuming.
Well, yeah.
All right, here you go. The
Last
inevitable number 1.
Who's the last person who's getting number 1?
Pastor Kurt in the Columbia shirt.
You know what? I'm repping Columbia today, so we will go with
you,
the brand.
yeah, you are gonna stay on brand anyways.
Yeah, I'm more of a top shelf button guy. He's got
Yeah, so you
know,
don't like the open button there.
Yeah, so but and I think that's a good I'm sorry, Kurt, because I missed all your other episode questions.
So true. Yeah, that's a good makeup
I mean,
for that.
it's the Lord's will for sure.
Yeah.
But that's a good
You
group of
feel
looking
good
guys.
about this list?
Yeah, I mean, am I allowed to rearrange it?
I mean, yeah, how would you rearrange it if you were to?
All right, so let's put Jackson at 1.
Thank you.
Paul's at last. Paul's 8. Landon, you're gonna get moved, dude. You're gonna get moved for sure.
Landon's moving up.
Yeah,
Can only go up
Landon's-
from there.
Okay, so let's switch. Jody's at 7.
Really don't like the camo. I will notice a camo hat and a camo shirt, both at the bottom for you.
Yeah, so we'll do here,
Landon up 2 spots.
and we'll do 5, and then we'll do that.
Where's is Pastor Kurt going 2?
So, oh yeah, well we'll just keep him 2. I mean, he was the original.
We lost our
winner.
tape.
Yeah, it's okay.
Very good, Shane. Thank you.
That's
for
how I
your-
would do it. Sorry, gentlemen. I'm worried now what's gonna happen.
You know,
when I
I'm
come
sure
back to
they'll
the
all be
office.
super offended.
Yeah.
And they'll bring it up a lot.
Why? Yeah, I
They
love how
won't.
I got picked. Well, let's have Shane do it. This will be great.
Thank you, Shane. Thanks for being on, man. And I
Cool.
appreciate just your contributions to Tangible Takeaways over the episodes.
Yeah.
Appreciate the time you've given and the insights and advice. I know people who have watched have appreciated it.
Yeah, I'm glad people watched it. Obviously I don't watch it.
Obviously,
And maybe I
yeah.
should watch more.
Maybe, yeah.
But,
This will inspire you here on
Yeah.
episode 100.
Let that be a lesson, Shane. Right? Yeah. Okay.
Thanks for being on, bro.
All right, see
Appreciate
ya.
it. Somebody did say Shane did a good job. They would have put Jody's camo at the number 1 slot though. So that's we got a camo fan versus Shane, a not big camo fan. I want to welcome you if you're with us, whether on YouTube, Facebook, or Instagram. If you're on Instagram, want to encourage you to go check us out on YouTube and Facebook for a better viewing experience. You'll get slides, better audio, stuff like that. So please check that out. And just so glad that you're joining us. If you're new here on the stream with us, this is episode 100 of Tangible Takeaways. We're recording a 100-minute here live episode, and we've got a ton of different guests coming on. Up next, we've got Pastor Paul coming on. We have a special award to give to Pastor Paul here on Tangible Takeaways, episode 100. And it's coming, man, fresh off of this is a very different vibe than what Shane was just roasting a minute ago.
I know, right?
You came professional
But I
for
do feel
episode
like
100.
his ranking was probably accurate.
You felt like it was fair.
I was looking at that going, what was I thinking that day? So I'll totally, that's a fair ranking.
It was fair. You're not gonna protest too much.
No way.
Yeah.
No way.
Well, here's your stats, Pastor Paul. You've got 5 episodes that you've been on here on Tangible Takeaways for a total runtime of 1 hour and 43 minutes and 11 seconds. Average episode length, shortest out of anybody so far at 20 minutes and 38.2
wonderful.
seconds.
That's brilliant.
So very short there.
That's great.
And you've got 54 likes and 1,996 views.
Wow.
You feel good about that?
I don't even know what I'm comparing it to, but I do like that I'm the shortest length because
Yeah.
I value people's time. So I feel good about that one.
And that honestly brings us to the whole reason why you're here in the first
Yeah.
place. We wanted to honor and celebrate you for the fact that you have recorded the very shortest episode of Tangible Takeaways in its history.
Oh, it's
Nobody's been shorter.
Oh, man.
I have this achievement
Oh.
for you.
This is sweet. This is sweet right here.
Yeah. So I'll put it up for
Oh,
people
that's
so they
great.
can see it. You've got the shortest episode. I believe it comes in under 10 minutes,
That's wonderful.
which is impressive. I mean, nobody
you
has
know
even.
how many people
No
liked
one
it?
has come close.
When you look at just the 10-minute episode, what were the stats? on
I'm
the
sure we
likes?
could find it.
Because I'm wondering if people like shorter episodes or longer, boring episodes.
Yeah.
Not
It
that they're boring.
sounds like you're hedging towards one over
I'm
the
just
other.
saying, after a while, I'm like, okay, let's move on,
You
people.
start
Let's move
tuning
on.
out a little bit.
Yeah, probably like most people when they're listening to me right now.
So I'm sure what most people want to know on the stream though
Oh, yeah.
is how did you do it? You know, under 10 minutes. What's your mentality that you came in with? And it was, by the way, the first episode of Tangible Takeaways ever. Really set a
Oh, so you're
precedent for
giving me
that we didn't
context.
follow
So that was 100 episodes ago.
100 episodes ago from
I
now.
can't remember what I had for dinner yesterday. So you're giving me context. It was the first episode.
First
I'm pretty sure I
episode.
had no idea what was going on, how prepared I should be or not. So there's at least that context. I probably also am not that brilliant when I compare myself to everybody else that's on this show. So I'm pretty short and simple and to the point and moving on. So I really I didn't come prepared to be the shortest. But now that I know, I don't know if I should aim for that every time I'm on or
Yeah.
if I should really try to
Stretch
grow-
yourself. Yeah,
grow
yeah,
a
yeah.
little bit here. You know,
See
get
that
to
20-minute
25,
number go up.
30-minute
Uh-huh.
maybe take the 60-minute mark.
Yeah. People have done it.
Right. And
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure I didn't say all 60 minutes. I can guarantee on that one.
What I remember vividly from
Oh,
episode
oh,
1
gosh.
is you coming in saying, I have an appointment to get to. Let's get this done.
That's fair. That's
So I think
that's
that helped you.
probably
That helped
accurate.
you as well.
That's probably accurate. Thinking I got things to do. I want to
Uh-huh.
honor the time that I'm given, and so that's good. Do we have a clip from that episode?
No clip from it,
Oh,
but
man, I wish that there could
the
have been a
clip is basically the episode.
yeah. That's great. I'm hoping I'm going to go back on and just start liking it more
Yes.
and more, so it bumps
Just
up my likes.
yeah, bump your
I'm
stats
going to
there a
pay
little
for
bit.
some virtual assistants to start liking that clip alone.
Yeah,
I think it's a brilliant idea.
and then all the episodes will get shorter. It'll
yeah,
happen.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because of my episode.
Yeah,
And then maybe you'll have me on more than 5 times.
yeah, maybe.
I'd love to come back.
Yeah, we'll bring you on for another short episode
I will-
here soon.
Yeah. Whatever the topic is, just make it. We don't need that long on
Yeah,
this topic.
it'll be quick. We'll bring Paul on.
I love that.
Well, thank you for being on.
Thank
Thank you for your short episodes. We appreciate your contributions to Tangible Takeaways. I know many people have appreciated your insights. We got a great almost title from you earlier in the series. If you disagree with your relatives, just buy them stuff. It was great. There's so
really?
many, yeah,
See, I don't even remember all
so
that.
many nuggets of wisdom throughout the 100 episodes. Appreciate it.
Small nuggets.
Yeah. Thanks for being on, Paul.
Right.
All right. Next up, again, on a certificate of achievement, because we want to honor just the contributions that have been made here on Tangible Takeaways. We're honoring the exact opposite of the shortest episode ever on Tangible Takeaways. We're honoring the longest episode on Tangible Takeaways. Here to do it, we have Aaliyah Arnett. Man, Austin,
yeah.
sorry. It was Arnett when this was recorded, I
Yes,
believe.
That's
So
fair. That's fair.
I'm going off of
Um,
record date.
When I was told I was getting this award,
Yes.
I can't even explain you how embarrassed I was. I really can't. I would like to say, I believe there's an explanation.
Let me give you the award first.
Okay.
Here you go.
I'll
Here's
receive it.
your award
Thank
for the
you.
longest episode of
Thank
Tangible
you.
Takeaways ever.
I'm gonna burn.
I
this.
believe it came in. I'm gonna burn this. I believe it came in somewhere around, I want to say like 49 minutes.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe it was 58 actually.
Can
It was
I
close
just
to an
say-
hour.
Can I say something?
Yes, yeah. please do.
I want to dedicate this
Yeah.
to Brian Haynes because I wasn't alone. It was me and you and Brian. So
Yes.
Brian, this is ours. We share this, okay?
You'll mail it to him.
I will mail this to you.
Yeah.
I will hand deliver in Wrightwood because we share this accomplishment and I will not have this embarrassment by myself.
You'd like to protest a little bit.
A
Maybe
little bit.
words in the episode.
Yeah,
you
I think
had
if
the
we
fewest.
slice it out, like you also
I
have a part
was
to
a big
play.
contributor. Yeah. I mean, in all fairness, I'm on almost every episode, so I'm
Sure.
naturally
you
going to end up.
also get the pride of being the
shortest.
shortest.
Yes.
Congratulations.
Though now at this point in our episode here on episode 100, we have officially, that is no longer the longest episode on Tangible
I will give
Takeaways.
this right back. There
So-
you go. You
And
get to
no,
read.
I'll take it. And I would like to now award you with the new longest episode award since you've been on episode 100.
Oh my
Here you go.
gosh.
So still on the longest episode of Tangible Takeaways. I don't think
Yay.
anyone will touch this one.
Oh my
So
gosh.
that's a special achievement for you.
I will say, because, my stats show that I've been on twice.
Mm-hmm.
The other time I was on, I was teaching you how to bake something,
Yes.
and we had to wait for it to bake. So that's an aspect.
That
of
added
it
to the
too.
time.
I also just think you and I have good rapport.
That's true.
We just get chatty.
That's also true. Yeah,
Especially in that game.
your average episode length is 44 minutes,
I know. That's like
which
over
is
double Paul's.
hands down hands down the longest that we've had on at all.
I
So,
know.
but we'll get you on some more episodes and
I
that'll
don't have
really
very
get the
much
runtime
practice.
down.
The first time I came prepared with notes,
yeah.
and then the second time I was like, we were baking, waiting for it to bake, and so.
We'll get you on a more normal one going forward.
Sorry, everybody. Thanks for hanging in.
No, thank you.
They're like, Aaliyah's on. Skip.
Yeah, skip. This is going to be a long
I don't
one.
have time for this.
Yeah. Too busy.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, thank you for being on, and
Thanks for
thank you
having me.
for your long episodes and your contributions to Tangible
Glad to be
Takeaways.
here.
We
This is
appreciate
fun.
you.
All right. Thank you.
Yeah, enjoy
Bye.
that certificate.
Thanks. I will. I'll frame
Yeah,
it.
I'll send the other one to Brian.
Perfect.
All right, for those of you who are tuning in there on Instagram or on YouTube or Facebook, man, we want to welcome you here to episode 100. To celebrate our 100th episode of Tangible Takeaways, we've gone live for 100 minutes here, so we're going to continue that going forward. Just want to encourage you, if you've got questions or comments that you'd like us to react to, please drop those there in the chat. We're taking all of those, reacting to them live, so please fill that out there in the chat. We would love to interact with you as we're here. And if you're there on Instagram, encourage you, hop over to YouTube or Facebook for a better viewing experience. You'll get better audio and get to see the slides and different things like that. Up next here on episode 100, we have Pastor Jack Hamilton coming on. We're super excited to get to have him here on episode 100. Pastor Jack, welcome.
Hi, thank you, buddy.
We've got, I know you're a stats guy, so we've got your stats here on Tangible Takeaways. You have been on 5 episodes of Tangible Takeaways.
Really? Wow.
Yeah, for a total time of 3 hours and 3 minutes and 23 seconds, which means your average is 36 minutes.
Okay.
If it wasn't for Aaliyah, that would be up there for an average.
Really?
Yeah, it's
So I'd be
longer.
one of the top dogs.
Uh-huh. Yeah, you got Paul at like 20 minutes, and then I think you got Shane and Kurt at like 26, 28.
Oh, wow.
You
Wow.
got 62 likes and 825 views.
Is that
So
a good thing or a bad thing?
I think good.
Okay.
Yeah, worth being encouraged over.
Only the people that would watch this would be old people like me.
We've had some people, we even saw some comments earlier on the show that were shouting you out specifically,
Oh, really?
saying they love
Wow.
when you're on.
So is that my wife?
Yeah. It was somebody that you paid for sure.
Okay.
Yeah,
Got it.
no way around it. So we've
Okay.
got some fun games for you
Oh.
here today
Okay.
that we're going to go through. And we figured for our first game, first of all, let's give you a trivia question here on Tangible
Okay.
Takeaways. We'll test your Tangible Takeaways knowledge. It's episode 100. Also, people there tuning in can offer some stuff there in the chat as well. So here's your question. What is the most viewed episode of Tangible Takeaways?
Wow. I have no clue, because I watch it a lot, but not every one. Maybe one that Pastor Todd did.
You're going to guess a Pastor Todd one?
Yep.
That's a good guess. That's a safe guess.
Yep.
It was episode 72. It was a weird one. It was when we had 4 people around the table.
Okay, I don't think I saw
It was me and Pastor Paul and Evan and Pastor Brian. And
well, Paul would automatically shoot it up. 'cause
Yeah.
He has the gift of gab.
yeah. And it got 1.4K views. It's like way more than
Wow,
any
wow.
of our other views.
What was the topic?
Well, the title was "Why It Isn't Surprising When Leadership Fails." So that might have been helpful for grabbing some people.
Oh, he might have.
As you could guess, that came from Pastor Paul, I believe. He picked that title so for us. But
Okay.
yeah, that was our most viewed episode.
Wow.
Yeah. So
Okay.
little trivia for you there.
Yeah.
And then here we go. Here's our first game that we've got for you. We went digging around. For those of you who don't know, here at HDC, we've got like a server here where we've got a bunch of stuff across the history of HDC.
Wow.
And we went digging around. We found some pictures that we just quite simply did not understand.
Oh.
So you having been here the longest out of most anybody. We
Yep.
figured we would ask you to explain to
Some
us
history.
some of
Okay.
these pictures. So give
Okay.
us some context, help us understand what's going on here,
Okay, I will.
and why we probably shouldn't be afraid of these pictures being on our server.
Do we have the ability to destroy past evidence of certain things?
You would like it after you see some of
Probably,
these
yeah.
pictures.
Okay.
All right, here we go. First picture. This one was, man, I was desperately trying to understand what was going on here.
Okay. There used to be, Jackson, an educational building out here to kind of to our south.
Okay.
And that building was old and decrepit. And we built this building that we're sitting in now, which is our, the multipurpose room, kind of we call the gym. But that was built in 1988.
Okay.
And this was probably, I'm guessing, early 90s, maybe late 80s, but we wanted to get rid of that building.
Uh-huh.
And so it was pretty cool. We asked the San Bernardino County Fire Department if they would like to use it as a demo. So they
really?
They burned it down for us. So it was pretty cool. We got we didn't have to pay money to have it destroyed and taken away.
That's
It was
hilarious.
all a freebie. So all those people that don't like the government involved in private affairs, we did.
Yeah,
They
it
helped
worked
us
out.
It worked out great. So, and they had it, and they had people coming in and out of there, and it was all.
So were they like lighting it on fire, then putting it out, then lighting it on fire
you
again?
know, I don't remember if they did that, but I know they had some people in there. They were pulling them out,
getting them out.
yeah, stuff like that. And so, and
Like real people in there?
yeah,
Wow.
they had some people.
Did you volunteer for that?
No, I did not. I'm fat and slow and ugly, and so they might have left me in there. Yeah, I'm trying to look at those guys. I honestly don't recognize. I thought I might recognize some of the fire
I think
guys.
that's Jeff Barber there.
That is Jeff. Yeah.
So I'm trying to figure out why he's got the whole firefighter get up going.
You know, I was saying that guy looks familiar, but I didn't know it was Jeff. It is Jeff. Yeah, got it. Yeah, but that's what it was. It was kind of a demo, and it's kind of a win-win for us. I think it was good practice and stuff for the San Bernardino County Fire Department, but it was also getting rid of an old building. A lot of people that are on our staff now and people go to our church now probably don't even know there was a building there at
Yeah.
one time.
Yeah.
Yep.
So everybody's getting a little bit smarter about their HTC history here on Tangible Takeaways,
Oh, you
episode
got it,
100. All right, here's the next one.
Yep.
This is a frightening picture to me a little bit, and I don't remember a choir, and it's a kids choir. You got matching outfits, the whole.
Man, I don't even
The
know.
whole bit here.
I'm not sure I can even tell you anything about that one.
Who would have even thought that
I don't even recognize any of the kids in there. Not that I would.
This
'cause
is-
I'm old, but
this is a deep cut?
yeah, I don't even think that was our church. Huh?
Jack said, "Not us."
No, that's not even us. So,
Not even us.
That's trivia to the max.
Yeah. All right, I'll give you this one. I think this one's fun for people who maybe don't know a little bit of
man.
HDC's
Great history.
building
there.
history.
When we started out, Tom came in February of 1984, and I came the end of October of 1984, officially November 1. That would be 40 years next year.
Wow.
But back in the old days, actually, you can see Judy Caffey there in the second row, and that young man there with hair was actually Tom Mercer.
And a
You might
sweet
not-
mustache,
yeah,
too.
sweet stash. And notice the sport coat and tie.
Uh-huh.
When we first came here in 84, that was kind of the unwritten rule that you could not be on the stage unless you had a coat and tie on.
Oh, wow.
Pretty crazy.
Yeah.
That's the way it was 40 years ago. And
How disappointed they are when I get on stage
yeah,
now.
well, I think Tom last week, he preached for us last week. He showed me his shirt before he was thinking about what he was going to wear on stage. He actually had a T-shirt on. He said,
Really?
should I wear this? And my wife poo-pooed it and made him wear a collared shirt. But back in the old days, that's what we had. So he's probably standing there. I'm probably on stage that day because I used to host all the services.
Okay.
And even when I was up there, we had to have, and then we kind of evolved. We had sport coats and ties, and then we started just having ties, no sport coats.
Okay.
And so it was kind of the evolution of how that went. But I would say that was probably pretty standard for churches in 1984.
Yeah.
The way things were done on stage at that time.
And I'm looking at these chairs. Like, are those some like leather chairs
Yeah,
there?
kinda
What's going
leather chair.
on?
Yeah, yep, really so. And yep, that was the good old days. And we had probably 3 services in there. I think 8, 9:30, and 11.
Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's what we did.
So you're
Yep.
packing a good amount of
Pack
people
'em
in there.
God was good and gracious and allowed
And
us
is
to
that
grow.
what's going on up top here in this
Used
like
to be
little?
our sound
Oh,
that was where the sound
it's like
room
up
was.
in the attic.
Yep, that's right. That we locked them up there and we wouldn't let them out. Yeah.
HR code has changed, you know.
Yeah. You know, now they moved it all downstairs into the corner there, but
Yeah.
originally the sound booth was up there,
Man, so
which
kind of
actually helped us a little bit because it gave us a little more seating. We lost a little bit of seating when we put that in
Yeah.
the corner there, but it wasn't as important then because we had the
other
gym and
spaces.
the bigger space.
Yeah. Man, a blast from the past there on the server. You never know when you go digging on the server, you never know what you're
Well,
going to find.
there's some crazy things there. It'll bring me a little bit of nostalgia.
Yeah, there really are.
Yeah. Let's see if there's other people in there I recognize. I don't see so well now, but anyway, that was one.
We've got a comment here from Michelle Crawford saying, "What would be the name of a church that you would head pastor?" Oh, I don't even know. You should have seen, we were doing churches, names of real churches versus AI generated churches. There was a couple in there that you would not believe. There was a church name that was real named Hellhole Swamp Church.
Oh, wow.
Baptist Church. Hellhole
really?
Swamp Baptist Church.
Was that Phil Robertson's church?
And,
No.
and Beaver Lick Community Church.
And
So
those were real?
Those were real.
Wow.
Yeah, so.
Well, there's a little bit of history with that, too, because remember, in 1984, we were
Oh, that's
High
right.
Desert Baptist Church.
Yeah.
And,
HDBC.
HDBC. And we switched that, and
Changed to HDC.
yeah, we just went HDC, and that bothered a few folks.
Yeah.
Because they were very Baptistic, and this sounds terrible to be saying publicly, but I think they were more concerned about being Baptists than they were about being Christians. How's that for a zinger?
Then you would have liked, there was another one on there called Halfway Baptist Church. That
Okay.
was a real church name.
Okay, well, they were halfway there. They were going to, another year or two, they'd be full off. But anyway.
That's so
Yeah.
good.
Rock'em and sock'em. What's that?
Okay, here we go. New game. I figured we'd go something a little bit more, to your
Era?
era.
Okay.
Yeah. Here we go. Real Rock'em Sock'em.
Oh, my God.
We got him. Okay, you versus me.
Okay.
Best 2 out of 3, Jack. We
Okay,
got to
I don't
see.
even know how to run this thing.
You move it like this. When you push
Okay.
the buttons, you punch.
Oh, so I have to sneak in there and punch you?
Uh-huh.
Okay.
Okay, you ready?
Yeah, go.
Here we go. 1, 2, 3.
I can't even get close enough to you. You're staying away from me. Oh, I hit you and it didn't count. I'm supposed to knock your head off, right?
You're supposed to.
What happened?
I'm invincible. That's what
I
happened.
guess. Go ahead. You got my head
I
off.
got you. That's
Yeah.
1. All right, here we go. 1, 2, 3. You don't have it with the left, huh?
Well, I just won my right hand. I'm hitting you right there, and it doesn't do any good. Oh, maybe just try the left.
You gotta get a thumb
Hey, I
on
want
there.
you to know something.
You gotta
This-
get a thumb.
I know. But I hit you and it doesn't do anything.
That's crazy. I got a cheat code going.
Oh, here. knock
Here, I'll
me.
switch you.
Well, maybe that'll work. Okay,
Yeah,
let's
that
try
makes more sense. Okay, here we go.
Hold on.
Jack gives up.
I quit.
Jack quits. It's been a long time since you played a Rock'em Sock'em.
I don't think I've ever played that.
You've never played a Rock'em Sock'em? Come on.
I'm serious.
Okay, here's a question from Pam Daggett. Does Jack remember the snake in the chapel?
Yes, I do, Pam. I do. It was Sunday night. It was, and I think Dave Zierenberg and Julie were on stage. They
Okay.
were doing music, and it's kind of crossing, up there. And I think actually Pam might remember better. I think Tom might have been even preaching at that point. I can't remember, but I
And
remember.
a snake came just going through the
came
chapel.
through the side door in the chapel and crawled across the snake, and it was an aghast. Everybody screaming and yelling, and it was pretty crazy. We actually had, in the early years, there was no houses around here, so it was all empty fields.
Yeah, just kind of wide open.
We actually had maybe 3, not on stage, but where we had to kill, I can probably say that, a couple rattlesnakes that
Yeah.
were crawling up next to the doors and stuff like that back in that day.
Used to be wild out here.
It was. And then, at that time, too, Hook didn't go through. It was a dead end right here. It
Okay.
just stopped right there. But all this whole area back here, over there, and all the houses over here didn't even exist. So there was a lot of...
It's helped us with
stuff.
our rattlesnake problem.
Yeah, there was. There was a lot of... We actually think we had 3 or 4 of them that we had to deal with over time.
It would have been a good time, I guess, to be a Mark 16 church.
Okay.
When the snake comes
the
coming
snake-
through the.
snake handler. We
Yeah.
did have some fun with that.
Yeah.
Yeah, we did. Yeah.
Okay, next game I got for you is just Jack's thoughts on. There's a lot of stuff going on in the world, and we just want to get your thoughts on these different things that are happening in the
Okay.
world. Also, maybe just some stuff about you.
Okay.
Here's the first one: aliens. They're having Supreme Court hearings now about these UFOs or UAPs or whatever you call them. What are you making of aliens? What's going on with this?
I honestly don't even think there are aliens. I do believe, though, some of the stuff that people are seeing could be things that in reality actually exist. I mean, if you want to call it a flying saucer or something in the air, I just believe our government and other governments probably have more secret kinds of planes or some kind of flying object that we might not even be aware of or even understand. People see things at lights at night and all that stuff. Those are real things. We can't deny it, but I don't necessarily attribute that to alien
You're not
activity.
thinking aliens.
But I wouldn't be surprised if it was something that our government is working on in a secret way.
Yeah. So you're guessing more spycraft than
Yeah, that's a good word.
aliens.
Spycraft would be good. Stuff that we, they've had all these things they've done. Like they even have these some of the airplanes actually cannot even be spotted now on radar. They have
Oh, really?
anti-radar things
Yeah.
where the guy could come over your country and you wouldn't even know it existed. It's kind of amazing.
Yeah. So no
Not
aliens
that I
then.
know of.
Yeah.
Well, there are a few of those in our church. But
Okay, next one, the metaverse. Have you heard about this?
Mm-mm.
Okay, it's the next thing to succeed the internet.
Oh,
Okay,
okay.
so it's like you're gonna work and play and have all your relationships and entertainment experiences in kind of wearing a headset,
Oh, wow.
and then you've got kind of all of your friends that you can go visit in the metaverse. You can go play in different places. You can actually work in the metaverse and all of that stuff.
Yeah.
What are your thoughts on that?
First thing I would say it'd probably lead to a lot more people being overweight.
Mm.
You know what I mean? Stuck in their couch at home.
Not leaving home much.
Yeah, that's right. I just believe, and maybe it's because I'm older, Jackson. Even with the internet stuff, I believe we're seeing a bit of a shift back towards relationships, back towards personal encounter, back towards, I don't know, we want to call it family, camaraderie. I just think that, and maybe it's a post-COVID thing, I don't know, but it seems like and I would say this even among younger people like you and Sky, maybe the 25 to 40-year-old crowd, I think are longing more for relationship, for community, for connectedness. Something like that might be fun, but I don't think it's going to meet that need across the board.
Yeah. Yeah, that is really interesting. I feel like I've noticed that in our young adults programming.
Okay.
We're very, it's a very simple program, and that's by design. It's kind of
Right.
intentional. I think even to the level of production that we've been used to
Yeah.
with our church services here
Right.
at HDC and just kind
Right,
of across
right.
the board at bigger churches.
Right.
I think that tide has shifted a little bit where
Yeah.
people are not, they're looking more for community than they are
Yeah,
for,
you and I had talked about that earlier about, the summer program for our young adults.
yeah,
They didn't want to take a summer break.
Yeah.
Because they wanted that connection, that community. And I think that's a challenge even for us as a church, is to be able to engage people, with the claims of Christ, but be involved with them, but somehow connect them.
Yeah.
And I think there's maybe different ways of doing that, but I think one of the key components to me for the future, especially the younger generation, has lost interest in the historic church. Somehow we have to do a better job of connecting them somehow.
yeah,
And again, it's all about relationships and your sphere of influence and your network. I mean, we would call it oikos, but I just think I think there's a longing for that.
yeah. No, I appreciate that. Well, thank you so much. Thanks for giving us your thoughts on some different things, explaining some stuff that's happened
Yeah,
in our
some
history as our
Okay,
church.
Yeah.
And just thanks for your investment in tangible takeaways, too.
Yeah, you're welcome. And I want you to know something. I wore my UCLA hat just for you.
Just for me.
Just for
I
you
appreciate
today.
it. I
know
appreciate
you got your
it.
Dodger hat on.
Uh-huh.
I wanted you to know that.
Yeah, thank you.
I'll point it out.
I feel loved by it.
Yes, you
Yeah.
do.
Thanks, Pastor Jack.
Okay, you're
Appreciate you being on.
Thank you.
Okay, we're wrapping up here. We're almost here at the end of our Tangible Takeaways, episode 100. Thanks so much for tuning in with us. And we've got a fun last minute thing here as our kind of wrap up to episode 100. You're going to get to meet the brains behind Tangible Takeaways. You see me and the different guests who are on all the time, but as far as what makes it look good and sound good and gets it right there to you on YouTube or wherever you watch or listen to it, man, that is all credit to our videographer here at HTC. His name's Tanner Amaral. We're going to invite him on to episode 100, his first time appearing on his show.
Wow.
This is crazy.
This is weird. I don't usually sit here unless I'm doing a sound check.
Yeah,
So
it's real. It's live.
kind of strange.
Unless you turned it off before you got on here.
I did.
Yeah, you
so that
didn't
was
want to deal
helpful.
with it.
Yeah, no one needs to see me.
Tell me this. Tangible Takeaways come a long way in 100 episodes.
Yeah, seriously.
What do you feel like you have learned along the way in Tangible Takeaways?
The difference of learning between episode 1 and episode 100 is almost compared as the difference learned between episode 0 that never aired
So true.
and episode 1.
So true. Episode 0 was a dumpster fire.
Episode 0 was it needed a lot of help.
Yeah.
And the files have been lost on the server somewhere.
Sorry.
They're gone. I was trying to find them. I
We thought it'd be
misplaced them.
fun to say like, hey, here's where we started
This
with.
is what
Show
it
a
looked
clip
like.
here on episode 100. Couldn't find it.
I think as I was coming up to this, I just deleted it out of reflex.
Yeah. Shame, perhaps.
But the real learning curve has been just, small tweaks, small changes. So
Yeah.
I think that's kind of been the biggest thing. And, just making sure that everything is looking good and also is able to show the purpose behind it versus just looking as perfect as possible. So
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
been important.
Yeah. I feel like I have learned to say yeah
Yeah.
and like
yeah.
and
Yeah.
mm-hmm,
Yeah.
mm-hmm,
Yeah.
a whole lot less.
Yeah.
You know,
That
because
was
you've
the
been on
thing.
the editing side.
I'll be editing with my headphones on, and
I'm just sitting there going, yeah, yeah.
And I'll edit by audio, and I'll see all the peaks, and I'd be like, I'll cut out a couple right here. Maybe people don't
Too
need to
many
hear
yeahs.
these. Yeah,
I'm just a very active listener.
you are.
Okay.
You do a very good job.
Yeah. Thank you.
So that is underappreciated.
Thank you. I really try. Chrissy Banks says thank you so much for what you do.
Wow. Thank you.
Yeah.
Appreciate people watching.
What do you want? This is here will be our last question for episode 100.
Sure.
What do you want people who watch Tangible Takeaways? What would you hope that they would know
Mm.
about the work or the love that you put into Tangible Takeaways?
The work and the love. Well, it's been really fun to tackle all the challenges of it, and through the studio move, that was huge. I know we were. Where did we set up for the studio move? We were somewhere, or did we? Just
We were
close
like
down?
we were in the foxhole for a little bit.
Yeah, we were in our
Mhm.
office, and then another time we were on a podcast. I mean, it's been a wild time. So it's just been a work of love to kind of push through it all and continuously crafting. And I'm glad that people still appreciate it on a weekly basis.
Yeah.
And come back in here, and even just sitting back there behind this curtain, actually over there, and just listening to over now 100 episodes. It's
A lot
been
of
fun.
hours.
It's a lot of hours. Every hour that they have accounted for, I've listened to.
Yeah.
Some of them I'm texting, but most of the
Most of
time,
'em.
most of the time I'm actively listening. So I'll sit back there and so while people are watching and learning, I feel like I'm kind of taking away a few things, and I feel like I've referenced Tangible Takeaways a few times, not even knowing it, because it's just I'm like just listening to it and it's locked into my head.
It's getting in there.
It's just trickling in,
Yeah.
which says something about that kind of thing. So,
Yeah.
yeah. I don't know what the question was.
No, that was a question.
was a
Yeah, you were on
Okay,
it.
good.
Any comments on MusicGate? We've gotten a lot of comments in the chat about music and
Yeah.
it being distracting and too loud.
That's been a whole thing. I think the reference podcast I was given at the very beginning, I was like, wow, they do a really good job with their music,
Yeah.
and I want to match that.
Yeah.
And I don't know. I've gone through so many phases. First it was lo-fi.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, little tiny beats, here we go, nice
Yep.
and quiet. Negative like 25 decibels. It was too loud.
Too BB Boppy.
Too BB Boppy. Could not go back. So then we moved on to even more chill kind of music, and I went even quieter, and then that was kind of distracting from people talking. And then I started repeating the music because getting like new music for a 30-minute episode on 3-minute songs, downloading each one.
Yeah, that's 10
pla-
songs.
Yeah, placing them every time. That was taking a lot of time, so I started repeating it. And then what happens is on the repeats, people would be distracted because like same song, same song.
They hear
And
the transition.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I'm like, that's fair. I listen to it without music, and I'm fine. So, and then we recently started doing spa music. So that did not go over well. That lasted only a few episodes until we got an email. And you know what? We've gone to just no music.
No music.
So that's where we're at.
Episode 101, no
Yeah,
music.
No music. And I really hope people appreciate that because it makes my life easier too.
Yeah.
Picking
It's
no
a win-win.
music, it helps a lot.
Yeah.
I was putting in effort for things that I guess people didn't need.
Yeah.
So I'm happy with that.
So there we have it. No music
No
going
more
forward.
music.
Well, thank you for all of your work behind the scenes on Tangible Takeaways.
Oh, yeah.
I know everybody who watches and appreciates it, you've got a ton of thank yous in
Oh, wow.
here.
Thank you, guys.
Just
Appreciate
people
it.
saying thank you. And man, if you haven't yet, just say thanks to Tanner for the work that he puts in here on Tangible Takeaways. We're so appreciative of it. 100 episodes.
100 episodes.
It's been big. It's
Yeah.
been mostly you and me making this thing
It's
happen.
been you and me in a small room for a while.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so we're making it happen. Here's to 100,000.
Here's to 100,000. I'll see you in the new millennium. Okay?
Yeah, it's going to be great. But Tangible Takeaways isn't going anywhere. We hope that you've enjoyed today. We hope that you enjoy future episodes. And don't forget to subscribe to the channel here on YouTube. Follow us on Instagram or Facebook so that you get updates about future things going on, as well as we will just continue to innovate this show to be a great resource to you and encouragement to your faith. So we hope you've loved today. We have loved getting to be with you here live for 104 minutes now, moving
Yeah.
to 5. So
Oof, we're pushing.
this isn't episode 105, so we
This
got to
is
call
not
this.
105.
Yeah.
We'll see you live for 105 or 105
Yeah.
minutes.
All right. We hope you guys have a great rest of your day. And thank you for tuning in for Tangible Takeaways. That's all we have for this week. We'll catch you next week on Tangible Takeaways.
See you.